Alrighty then, guys. Welcome to the Deep Threats Podcast. You are here with KJAM, the host of the show. Today is January 21st, 2023. We are in the NFL Divisional rounds. We're going to have some fun this weekend on the show. We're going to talk about a few different things, and we're going to have our wonderful couple guests and hosts with us today. Sorry, I almost choked on my own saliva.
Wow.
So
your weekend special.
As always, you have the cunning co-host, Steve.
I'm cunning? I like that. Thank you. Hello, I'm Steve. Thank you for being here. God bless you.
You have the wonderful astute Bo.
Oh, astute. He's giving compliments this week.
And then you just have the simple JonnyG on the mic.
The inanimate object.
That's right.
Where are your lips?
My name, John. Yeah, John, where are you?
Oh, my God. Can we just throw some lips on the mic? That'd be hilarious.
Lips on.
Right in the center. Right
Not
there.
your eyes or nose, just your lips. I just need a mouth.
What
That's
kind of lips
funny.
do you think you would have? Do you think you would have like little baby bird lips? Or do you think
They're metal lips. It's a microphone.
Like-
Come on.
like-
Come on, guy. Come on, guy.
Just teeth.
All right. So that being said, because it's Saturday and there's nothing been going on during the week, we're going to talk to Steve about what we have in news and rumors this week. What do we got, Steve?
Well, we have a whole bunch of stuff actually. You know, there were a couple firings, but I saw this yesterday. Right, Jamar Chase, he thinks he's the best receiver in the NFL. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's the case.
Well, I don't think Jamar Chase knows that staying on the field is part of that
I don't think so either.
attribute.
No, he doesn't. I think it's what's an accolade, you know, that you need to acquire over years.
I think you need to show up 16 games a year at least.
I mean, more than what he's been, but no, I don't think he's the best receiver in the NFL. I think he forgot, you know, about his former teammate, you know, Justin Jefferson.
Did he forget that? I think DeAndre Hopkins has more yards than him, and he only played like 12 games this year.
That one's rough. That one's rough to digest, huh? Jim Irsay. Oh, did you guys see this one? John, did you make?
No, I didn't.
Oh my God, he hates me. Oh my God. So Jim Irsay, did you know that he loved Josh McDaniels' bathroom so much he stayed there over an hour?
No, that's just.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No, that's just a weird statement.
No, it's not. That's something his wife made sure because they thought it was very awkward behavior. I mean, you know what they say about drug addicts, right? You never trust them.
Well, you just don't pay him to do a job.
Well,
They can quit anytime they want.
Right.
Jim Irsay?
Oh, the jugs or the job?
I don't know. Jim Irsay, he's about a decade in for a known pill popper. So, Jordan Poyer, he tells Brady, hey, retire and be with your kids. He's like, hey, man, I love you, much respect, but it's time to hang him up. I think that's kind of telling. The tweet itself was respectful. So.
Self-serving, Jordan Poyer.
Oh yeah, he's doing.
You
himself
don't want
a
to play
solid.
Brady anymore? What, are you scared of him? You're going to tell him to retire?
I don't know.
Sounds like a cowherd take. You like that?
I do like that.
Because I hate coward?
Yeah, he's kind of a dick.
Sorry.
The Eagles, they were accused of cheating during extra points in Week 14.
Well, so was the Raiders.
That I didn't see. I didn't see that.
No,
one.
on their kickoff.
Well, they showed that the holder was picking up a white object from the field. Mm-hmm. I thought that was a little lacking, but whatever. I mean, it didn't even look like that's where the ball was anyway. Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna get to Lamar here in a second, but Greg Roman, he's out as the OCs for the Ravens. He's out. He's gone. Bye. Mm-hmm. Browns fans have hated him for a while.
I'm gonna be Ryan. See ya.
Oh, it's all right. I mean, you are a Steelers fan, so
Jesus.
got him. Anyway, and Lamar is gonna have input on the new offensive coordinator hiring. Do you think that's a ploy to just keep him around? Do you think that they actually believe, truly know in their hearts that he's going to be around and healthy for the next however many years when he hasn't been healthy forever?
I think personally that their way of keeping Lamar there is to make sure he has a little more input. And then I think there is something probably off the record between Harbaugh and Lamar where they probably say, hey, if we can franchise tag you and then get you a contract, are you willing to do that just to say you're going to be here? I think there's something like, who was it? They franchise tagged, I think, Devontae Adams. There might have been somebody better as an option, but they franchise tagged a player, and I can't remember who it was, and then they signed him just to lock him down, and then they figured out the negotiations
Yeah.
while he was franchise tagged.
Which, I mean, that's common. That's a common thing, right? Franchise tag a guy. Either they'll sign him and trade him so that he has a contract. They'll put him on a contract that the team he's going to, they already know is going to be a team-friendly contract, so it's easier to offload. That's common.
I don't like it because I feel like then you got like a scapegoat essentially for what you're trying to like accomplish. So
Exactly.
Oh yeah, we could just fire the OC because this was Lamar's guy anyway, and Lamar's not here. So like, see you later, dude, or whatever.
So
I don't know if it's like a ploy or something, but I feel like if you're gonna go with an offensive coordinator in this league, groom them.
So I asked a question from Ryan yesterday. I asked a question with Ryan yesterday. Like, does Lamar? Does Lamar? Is Lamar there first, then you go get his OC, or do you get an OC and then find the quarterback?
The chicken and the egg, huh?
So like I don't. Which way do teams do it? Because Ryan says it's quarterback then OC.
I think it should be
Brock Purdy, right?
Came after the OC.
There's an example of a system that works and you can plug and play.
Exactly.
And like that's, you go ahead and say Purdy. Well, Purdy's done his job too. You know, he's not turning the ball over.
He's been pretty good.
Making his dinks and dimes, and he's the only rookie quarterback to ever throw 4 touchdowns in a playoff game. Whatever.
And he's sitting in the same room with Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes. Like, that's just disgusting when you really think about it.
Right. But that all that to be said is saying I kind of like the idea of, hey, learn the system, dude. I'm not making a system to fit around a player that can be injured, and then when the player's injured, there goes the offense.
Oh,
I actually don't like that take.
I'd see, you know what? I take the opposite take. I 100% believe in what you said because it's proven. It's proven with Shanahan. He did it this year with how many quarterbacks? Well, I mean, Lance didn't actually do anything. But, like, Jimmy G's done it for how many years?
The difference is okay, if you're in the management state of taking a young quarterback,
Yeah.
right, that you're going to develop, right, you need to draft to your offensive scheme set,
Yeah.
right? So, like, okay, now that pick,
Yes.
Trubisky, didn't plan out, right?
Okay.
So now you have to switch, right? Now, the offensive coordinator was the head coach. They let the head coach go. After they let the quarterback, they got a new quarterback who isn't in the system, right? So now they're going to get an OC to fit this quarterback's strengths. They did this for the Chicago Bears, and they got the guy from Green Bay to fit as the offensive coordinator for Justin Fields. So, like, it's a give and a take, and it's chicken and egg. What was here first, the quarterback or the OC?
Do you think that...
Who was first? Who was here first?
I agree.
Did Wheels just say that Lamar and Brock Purdy are similar? Is that it? Is that what he's trying to say?
I hope not.
Oh, look at Lamar's stats.
Well, maybe because Brock did better than Lamar. Probably.
Well, but so what I have to say about that is it's small
Film.
sample size, right? It's
Film.
small sample size film. Yeah, but right, that's supposed to be the knock on Lamar, or no, the leg up for Lamar is it doesn't matter.
I really
he's
wish
dynamic.
Ryan was going to be here. Today.
We weren't. What I'm saying is, when it comes down to coaching as a whole, right? Are you not supposed to adapt to your players? Are you not supposed to put them in the best position to win, regardless of skill sets?
No,
so like that's.
I think a
right?
coach's job is to bring the best out of your players.
That's my
And
thought.
I don't think it's the player's job to fit the scheme. That's why I disagree with your take.
No,
but
I'm talking about the draft. I'm not talking about development.
But we're talking about guys that are already there. Like Lamar's there. Is it right to bring in an OC for Lamar, or do you bring in an OC and then go, well, Lamar's gone, go get your guy OC? That's kind of the concept I'm asking there.
No, and like I said, it depends who's first. If Lamar's already there,
You
then
go
you're gonna
get
get
his
an
OC.
OC
Okay.
that fits Lamar. But if Lamar's not there, right, because they're not sure if he is or not, because he's not under contract,
Yeah.
right?
Well, so
it's
that being said, you're saying Lamar has input.
So
Well, but what Harbaugh said about Lamar is correct.
Yeah.
That he's going to give Lamar input because they have to find a guy for Lamar.
But if they find a guy for Lamar and Lamar doesn't pan out,
then it's
then
Lamar's
you're
gone.
you're cleaning house,
and now
the
what are you
OC's
doing?
gone.
That's
Now
what
you gotta
I'm saying.
fire
You gotta
Harbaugh.
find another OC, which is a scapegoat, which is my original point.
Yeah.
You could fire the OC and still have your job as a head coach.
Okay.
Because you got that's why my scapegoat.
All right, I gotcha. That makes sense.
Because
Yeah, I
all right,
agree
we'll get rid of this guy because Lamar's not here. Now it's like, let's rebuild. And I'd go get an OC to develop. I'd get an OC that is like a run-first OC and a pro-style offense if I'm the Ravens. Because I already have 2 tight end sets. I drafted 2 tight ends last year. I drafted J.K. Dobbins. I've got Gus the Bus Edwards. I've got, the Mark Andrews is fine. Like, I can run a pro-style offense. Picard is my fullback. Give me Brock Purdy. Give me Jimmy Garoppolo.
Can somebody just explain to me what you people consider a pro-style offense?
It's an I formation fullback, 1 tight end, 1 wide receiver, or 2 tight ends.
Nobody runs that in the NFL anymore.
That's why it works, because nobody runs it anymore. The whole point of this is to zig when they're zagging. Everyone's running spread set offenses. Defenses are building to defend the spread set offense. So then you go back into the pro style and you run it down their freaking throats.
Well, it's a cycle. The NFL's a cycle.
That's why the Bears, who are the worst team, can run over everybody.
Yep.
They ran over everybody. They led the NFL. I think they were number 3 in rushing because everyone's set up to defend against the pass.
They're number 1.
No, were they 1 or
they were 1?
For the team.
Yeah, they were gross.
One of the best teams at rushing. And why? Because everyone that they're playing against is set up to stop the air raid offenses.
That's true.
So I don't know. I'd zig when they're zagging. I'd go pro-style offense. That's what the Ravens are built for. But I do it.
Make sure you put that Ravens helmet in front of you, just so everybody acknowledges you're Ryan today.
I'm not Ryan. I'm not a Ravens fan. It's just how they're built.
Thanks, John.
If I see a building and it's built like with, it's a single family home's a single family home, okay? An apartment's an apartment. I know what buildings look like because they're built a specific way. This is how it's built.
All right. I like that take. Anything else we have in rumors?
No, I didn't find anything, Ned. Not real rumors. I didn't make.
Bo, did you hear anything else around the league? I know Ryan just said that Tom Brady's teammates were saying he's not going to be there next year. That's per Ian Rapp. So
we talked about that Wednesday. Is he really going to be back? Probably.
Well, I'm just saying the per Ian Rappaport, based on what he's communicated, that his teammates said that.
Most of my stuff is going to be. I think what I'm hearing mostly is more like off-season talk about like running backs, and like most of the stuff that I'm paying attention to is landing spots for potential defensive players that are going to be difference makers. But I haven't seen anything that's like everyone's watching divisional round football.
Yeah, because
it's about.
It's still going on. I do have a question for you guys though. I was thinking about this yesterday.
Yep.
If Sean Payton goes to the Cardinals, he's already said they need a guy for Kyler Murray to hand the ball off to you. What do you guys think of Josh Jacobs to the Cardinals?
Do they have the money?
I don't know. They didn't.
But I actually like that. But
they didn't use Keontae Ingram all that much. Eno Benjamin was.
You're not listening to me. If Sean Payton goes to the Cardinals, he's come out and spoken about this. He said that he needs a running back.
Yeah, that's the Kamara.
So he doesn't trust Connor.
That's Kamara.
Right, so that's
James
why
Conner,
can he do that with Josh Jacobs?
Did that. He always had the dual man punch for both running
backs.
Mark
Ingram.
Yeah, Mark Ingram. He had and then Deuce McAllister before that.
Well, he had Mark and he had Latavius Murray at the same time, right?
Reggie Bush was in the mix there. So he's Chris Ivory. He's had these guys that he's had a bruiser and a catcher. And James Conner being there, he's already got somebody that can catch the ball, right? Go outside. Pierre Thomas. Love Pierre Thomas.
All right, so
Wallace. So anyway, yeah.
Johnny, you see anything else in the chat? I
can see it happen as he's doing that.
Does anybody say anything in the chat about that? I mean, he does love it. He does love an RB.
Oh.
Kelly, what did you say? I like it. Any pending free agents, running backs would fit in Arizona.
Well, I like Monty. There we go. Okay. Like,
all right.
And between the tackle runners.
You know what? And that might be a little more feasible financially than Josh Jacobs, too.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't have as big of a price tag, but like
I think you go get a Josh Jacobs if you're ready to win right away.
I think
they're not.
If Sean Payton is not there yet, right? So we're speculating.
That is a speculation.
I'm just throwing this out there because if Sean Payton goes there, DeAndre Hopkins is probably staying. And so for that, I'd have to look at the contracts and be like, how do we fit cap space this year? And then I'd go, who fits the best to give me the best production?
I don't know if DeAndre Hopkins staying, but I think he's smart if he stays.
Trey McBride.
Trey McBride is somebody that I'd super target if they get a running back like that because I feel like the play action.
They have all pieces in. They have all pieces in place. It's just they need to go get a defensive guy like in the front, like the line.
Well,
they
Chris
have
Jones
to get somebody.
Left, didn't he? Or he was playing Chandler Jones.
Yeah,
Chandler Jones left there, so they don't have the replacement for that guy.
And I think this is a defensive draft, and they need to look that way.
So offensively, they have the pieces, right? But Kyler Murray doesn't have the heart.
They have a top 5 pick. What are they at?
6, I think.
Third.
The third?
Yep.
I mean,
Okay.
they're getting
third.
They're getting the boy from Georgia, or they're getting the boy from Alabama.
Will Levis.
Okay, so you Jalen Carter or Anderson.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're getting one of those guys.
Okay. You say Will Levis.
We'll get into that one a little later. I think they might go Will Levis, but
I'm excited to talk draft.
we'll get into that one.
But that's
No,
not,
I don't
that's
think
not going to
I
be
don't think
today.
if they're going QB now with Kyler under contract. No way.
Wait, hold on. What happened?
I'm just saying, just screw around with people.
I know.
All right, so what we're going to do today, we're going to jump in. We're going to talk about these playoff teams. And the first thing I've got for you guys, we're going to ask this as a whole, which one of these teams that you see on this board here, we're going to rank these offenses. And then we're going to jump into the quarterback talk.
All the teams on the left are away, and all the teams on the left are underdogs. So when you're wondering who it is or whatever, the teams on the right are the home team, and the teams on the right are the favorite.
You know what's funny? That is something that's just so natural for us when you think because we've watched football our whole lives. I had to explain that to someone the other day when they were watching which team's home, and I'm like, it's always a team on the right. So it was just funny that you say that because I literally had to explain that to someone the other day. So I'm gonna let you kick this off.
Well, hold on real quick, just to let you guys know. Sorry, chat, but it's like a 2-minute delay from live to you guys.
Oh, can you adjust that in the settings, or
Not
is it
while
too
we're
late?
live, yeah.
All right. Sorry about that, guys.
man.
We'll make sure that we focus on that when we go to the guess that player section. But I'm gonna shoot this over to Bo and Steve in a minute. Give me a minute.
Oh, you want a minute?
Yeah, I want you guys to just make sure you got your rankings ready to go for the offense and the quarterbacks. But before we do that, we're gonna jump into They Mean Well today.
Oh. Get Johnny's little thing going.
Yeah, I didn't forget about it.
Johnny. Get your thing going, Johnny.
So,
I love the Dak one.
Oh my god. Is that
I
old
saw
Tom
this.
Brady?
Yes,
Yeah,
it's they imposed the Tom Brady's like face
yes.
on this old guy, and it's such a good, like, well done meme. It looks like old Tom Brady.
Man.
Yeah, I used to be great in the NFL. You know, sure, let's get you to bed. Let's get you to bed, Grandpa.
I like that it's Dak doing that because Dak probably won't be a quarterback anymore.
No.
Yeah.
You know, he'll be.
Not if he continues to throw 4 picks.
That's right.
That's right.
Middle one is
Oh no.
the title is Laces Out.
Is that
And,
Ravenclaw?
Don't get ahead. This year is Brett Maher. Next year is Einhorn.
Oh my god.
Brett Maher is Einhorn. Einhorn is Brett Maher.
Oh man.
That's a good one. That's a good one, bro.
The laces
So-
were in.
And then this one is where some controversy could be.
Oh, yeah.
So this one is comparing Mahomes and Brock Purdy. And first one is their passer rating. So I'll go through Mahomes first. 116 passer rating, 8.1 yards per attempt, 67.1 completion percentage, top 3 tight end, top 5 head coach, 5-1 in final regular season games, and dubbed a Hall of Fame talent. You got Purdy, who had 109 passer rating, 8.1 yards attempt, 67.1 completion percentage, top 3 tight end, top 5 head coach, 6-0 in final regular season game, and he's deemed a system quarterback.
Yes, both are
So,
correct. That's 100%.
You can be
correct.
both.
And,
Yep.
and the title is, I bet if Brock Purdy was a first-round pick, people would think differently.
If
No.
Brock Purdy can produce this type of numbers for 4, 5, 6 years,
Was Patrick
he's
Mahomes
a
a
Hall
first
of
round
Fame
pick?
talent. Yeah,
Was he?
yeah. The Bears didn't take him. He was picked over like 15.
I was gonna say he sat for a year behind.
Or does that one turns in you? That one lives. That one.
We
lives
could have
in-
had. This should be a Mahomes jersey.
Oh man. Oh, that hurts.
yeah,
That hurts.
So Bo, you haven't been here the last couple weeks. Before I jump into this real quick, because I want to ask you this question because you haven't been here to defend this. Do you feel that Justin Fields is being utilized wrong on that team because in college he was more of a passer than a rusher?
so
Or do you feel they're utilizing
doing
him
this 'cause
correctly?
Ryan's not
Well,
here.
no, I know. I'm not doing this because Ryan's not. Bo hasn't been able to defend this on his teams. That's why I asked the question.
Yes, that's the answer to that question
I
because
agree.
it's whatever you deem necessary for what we can do to produce a good product out there, and I think that the fans deserve that, and I think that him rushing was more or less
Just to get something going.
get the fans excited to watch football, and they that's what the defense was going to allow. It's like, all right, if you're going to cover Chase Claypool, Cole Kmet, Mooney, and these guys down deep, then I'm going to have to do this with my legs. And we've seen Daniel Jones do that. he doesn't have a lot of wide
Correct.
receivers.
Correct.
Right? And so what does he do? He does the same thing. It's send the guys down deep. If they've got the deep ball covered, then
Open
I'm
up
just
the
gonna
field.
run. Yeah.
All right. I just figured I'd ask.
No, and it's fine. That's a fair question, but they're not. They're doing that because they don't have route runners, right? They don't have guys
got
that are
long
gonna
ball
like
guys.
ping ping and like
Yep.
get wide open and
like
be
that.
and have great hands.
We
They
should
don't
cut
have
that. Ping ping.
Well, ping ping. You know?
like that.
Yeah,
He
they
broke the
don't-
camera. He did that
they
so
don't-
fast.
They don't have those guys that can cut and that can catch the ball and get open underneath right now. I don't think that those guys were healthy enough. So that's the strategy.
Okay, that's why I figured I'd ask you that question because I haven't been able to really kind of explain it.
And to that defense of the, like, oh well, Ryan, right? The same concept. No, neither does Baltimore. Like
Yeah,
they don't
no.
have that. They don't have that guy.
My difference for Ryan was Lamar did that in college. Justin Fields didn't do that in college.
But
so
Lamar
that's why
also threw in college too. He
Very
was a
poorly.
Heisman.
It was not good.
very poorly. It's like a 55% completion percentage. But I didn't want to bring that up. I just wanted to ask, do you think they're utilizing Justin Fields in Chicago? correctly?
They're going to. I think that it's too early to take.
Okay.
So
So you think they're going to hopefully develop and extend that ability to pass?
depends on what talent pool lands up. It depends on how they draft and who they draft.
Well, they have the pick of anything they want. So,
They're not, but they're going to use it on defense, which I understand.
but they're probably, if they're going to trade back, they have more opportunities.
Yes.
But we'll talk about that in the offseason, though.
Yeah, you guys did a whole episode on it without me here, and here we are talking
And
about
that's
Ravens
why.
when Ryan's not
Well,
here.
no, that's why.
The old teeter totter.
I wasn't talking about the Ravens. I was talking about Chicago.
Teeter totter.
That's why I asked you about Chicago.
I know.
So that being said, Steve,
Yeah.
give me your offensive rankings for the playoffs.
Oh, you want my offensive? You want me to lead this off?
I'm gonna have you lead it off right away.
Oh man,
Because apparently you did some crazy crap.
I did some crazy crap. I'm going 8-1. All right, I'm gonna go
Starting
backwards.
at the bottom.
You ain't gonna
At
do
the-
anything because it's gonna be right there.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's right.
Yeah.
That's
And
right.
that's my issue is who you have
Listen,
on the
I
box.
Oh
Ain't-
my
ain't
god!
ain't nobody
Move the
talking to you,
chat
big
so I
shooter.
can see this. Oh no, I see it. It's
Yeah.
on the left side.
That's
My
right.
bad. Okay,
That is disgusting.
Why?
I know why. I know exactly why he did that. I know exactly why he did that.
Well, Steven,
Can I
hold on.
guess?
So explain yours. Explain why.
Absolutely
Can
not.
I guess?
And
I
let's-
want Bo to guess first.
Can I guess?
Yeah, I do.
It's because they have 3 offensive linemen that are not starting this week.
Well, that's big. That's big, right?
The Bengals, I would agree with that. That's a big factor.
But that's not it. Is it the Joe Mixon not being able to run the ball?
See,
It is the
Jimmy even
offense
agrees.
not being able to run the ball.
The offense.
It is the disparity in your ability to be consistent across both avenues.
so they've got long third
Ah,
down.
Jimmy.
You are 4th in passing and 29th in running. You're a one-dimensional team. You cannot fool anybody.
That's not true.
I disagree.
I think they choose to be 29th in running.
When you have Joe, no, absolutely not. Joe Mixon got the ball a shitload this
And
year.
he gets the-
cannot produce, and that's not even on Joe Mixon. I think that is on the offensive line,
Right.
sucking ass.
or the fact that they played like every top defensive end in the NFL.
Just because
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Keep
A
going.
defensive
Keep going.
end's going to set the tone for your run. How are you getting defensive over there? Look, he's pissed off.
I'm
behind
not
the camera.
defensive. I just think
I'm
it's
trying to set
mad.
stuff up too.
He's mad. Why are you so mad? So it's not even so much of a believing in Trevor Lawrence as it is believing in his ability to show his. You watched it. You watched it last week, right?
Yeah, I watched him play for a half a game
He grew into it. He turned from a boy into a man
against a
and he-
defense that chose not to play.
Little boy.
coming from the guy who touted the Vikings all year.
Greg Joseph all year.
Sit
not-
down, sir.
What are you talking about? I picked the Giants to beat the Vikings because I knew the
One
Giants
game?
weren't well-rounded defensively.
Stop it.
But I knew that offense was good enough to get them to the playoffs,
You
and they
laughed
did.
off our Vikings takes. When we said Vikings out
Yeah.
first round of playoffs, you laughed at
No,
us.
I didn't. I picked the
No.
Giants. I picked the Giants. I picked
Everyone here knows you
You can
laughed
go
at
back
us.
to that episode. I
When
picked
we-
the
Oh,
you're
Giants.
starting to
I
piss
picked
me off,
the
you little
Giants.
pig. Some bitch.
It only took 17 weeks for us to convince you that the Vikings were fraudulent. You didn't believe it every step of the way. You were out there saying, no.
They
the
shut down
Vikings
JJ
are
and they had
real."
nothing.
Nothing. And we knew that was going to happen.
I mean,
we
so
don't need to. Hey, that they're dead and gone. Their season is dead and gone.
Buried.
We don't even need to
Okay,
be
so
there anymore.
ground
so
settled.
based on your absurd take,
Bring 'em-
why do you have the Giants at 7?
Bring me back up, John. Because they run the ball. It's similar to the Bengals.
So you're saying they're lopsided, I guess.
They are very lopsided. The Jaguars are not.
So then why would the
Oh
Giants
my
be
God.
over Cincy when Cincy is passing is significantly better.
And they
than-
score more
Cincy has
points per
nobody
game.
blocking now.
Right. No, I agree with that. No, I like
Okay.
what Bo said. Like they,
Oh my
they
God.
do have injured offensive linemen, and that's a big factor.
That is a big factor.
I agree with you.
No,
already-
timeout.
You already couldn't run the ball, and now you're gonna try and not run the ball again.
Quick
and-
passes,
and
yeah.
quick passes, which is not really that offense against a defense that is superior.
Who are you talking about?
Buffalo.
The Bengals throwing against Buffalo. Now,
Okay.
granted, the Buffalo defense is suspect in the passing game.
What were we gonna say, Bo?
Yeah. No, it's okay. Let's go back to his list real quick and then we'll
That's right.
We're gonna hit some more highlights.
Because the San Francisco at 6 also blows my mind.
Hang on.
Right.
San Francisco 6, Chiefs 5, Eagles 4, Bills 3,
Listen,
Dallas 2, Jags 1. So here's my question. Just why is Dallas?
I would
know that-
actually move the Niners up.
I know. No, you're okay. But keep your
but I'm
offense.
looking at
You put this together last night.
You had a
for
thought
good
process.
reason.
You had a thought process.
I want
I
to just
did.
find out what makes you think that Dak and CD
Okay.
have that
Well-rounded
that
team.
no just that Hurts and
AJ Brown.
AJ Brown and
go,
Devonta
or
Smith.
Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen, or Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes, and then I would say, okay, Purdy and Kittle and McCaffrey, right, or Debo, right? And so like Dak has only got like maybe 2 options. So I just want to know, like, why do you have them so much higher in from the 49ers?
So looking back, right? I mean, obviously there's differences here.
Those
right?
guys they're all 1B.
They're fans.
They're all 1B. They're all right here.
So explain your reasoning.
I like the unproven and yet proven in Lawrence. Okay, I like Peterson. I like. What are you doing?
I like green and yellow shirts.
That's all right.
okay.
You can get mad all you want. I mean, just because I took a take that you aren't.
No, you said an oxymoron to start your statement. So I
mean,
just
he showed up, sucked ass, came back, won the game for his team single-handedly. I don't know. I think that's kind of grown into a
I'm
man.
not talking about
the
Jags.
No. But the right.
Okay.
So I have to defend why my 1 and 2 are where they are.
I'm okay with the Jags. Whatever.
When
That's
realistically, everyone's going to sit there and say the Bills and the Eagles are going to be 1 and 2. Mahomes will probably be 3. And realistically, statistically
fine. I
speaking,
got 49ers and Eagles on the top of mine.
see, and I don't disagree with that
Wow.
because the Niners have put up points. They've done it. The only reason the Niners are at 6 is because Brock may not be that guy, but they might be able to do it. It's
He is that guy, pal.
He's been
He
that
is
guy.
that guy.
He's been
Listen,
that guy.
who's calling him Brock the Cock? It's me. It's not you.
I know.
Shut
we
up.
Get that. We
Yeah,
got
there
him
was
at
also-
6,
there was
bro.
also a sign
When
at
you
the
got him
game.
at 6.
Exactly. And when it comes
got
down
him
to
at
exactly.
6.
And I like T-Law. I like that offense. And whatever. I mean, that's
That's
kinda
fine.
where I am.
That's your take. That's
Okay.
that's why it's there.
I just have one question.
I love it.
I have one question.
I love it.
Kansas City is averaging 303 yards per game just in the pass.
Right.
308.8. But
And you have them below every team. And then you go to the run, they're averaging somewhere around 120. So they are a well-rounded offense. So
not really. I mean, they're 20th in rushing. That's
Game
not
script.
that's not well rounded. You're 1 to 20. That's not well rounded.
I mean, it's different than the
And yet
32nd. I mean, you're 12 better than everybody else in the run.
Oh, sure, but I mean, like,
All right.
the Bengals are 29th.
I just think-
it is what it is. That's why you are where you are.
And that's his take.
That's
That's
it.
great.
Yeah, it's
That's fine. That's his
horrible.
take.
Because
Oh, okay.
Jacksonville's not well-rounded whatsoever.
I mean, they're 10th in passing, 14th in rushing. I think
So
that's
like that they took it. Okay, I see where you went with that. I see where you went with it.
See, there you go.
I disagree with it, but I see where you went
It
with
is
it.
what it is. You don't know what's coming on.
That's
ETN's
the most-
proven.
He likes the
Jamichael
balanced
Hasty
offense.
is a legitimate option.
When the defense doesn't know what the hell you're doing because you got both options in the same formation,
Yeah.
they have to play on their heels and not their toes. I get what Steve's saying. The schematics of this offense.
I just
is
wanted
what
to be
he
different.
likes.
Realistically, if I wanted to be like you guys, it would have been Bills Eagles.
Yeah. Hey, time out. You don't know what I picked.
And I
bro.
also don't have the Bills
Relax.
Eagles at 1 and 2.
yeah.
So
It's all right.
I just
That's okay.
I think you
Don't
for
put
some
my
reason you
take
thought
in
that was
my
going to be our
mouth.
consensus.
I mean, right? Statistically, it should have been, but
Well, I'm not doing statistics. I'm using just my football perception.
Who we
That's my
going
boy.
next with the offense?
we're going with Bo.
I'll back it up with.
We're going to go Bo
So-
because Bo was the one that questioned his reason for his take. So we'll let Bo
So-
go for his.
With that, let's.
Or Johnny.
I didn't have time to do all.
No, it's just us three doing that.
I
so
just
you're
have
good.
DFS.
you didn't have time.
But I'm just. We're not getting into it. Anyways, let him go through his picks and then reasoning.
Yeah, so go ahead, Bo.
Yeah, that's fine. Number 1, 49ers. Number 2, Eagles. Number 3, Bengals. Number 4, Bills. Number 5.
You bringing up Bo's or what?
I'm trying to.
Oh,
What are you doing here?
thought you already had it up.
I was trying to see
Gotcha.
where my Chiefs are at.
No, buttons were having issues.
Maybe the Chiefs
well-
are at the top. I'm not sure. I can't.
Let's get Bo back on camera here.
My stuff's all screwy. John, what do you have for me?
It's right there.
Yeah, I have it up now.
Okay. All right. Chiefs number 1. That's where I was. I thought they were, but I didn't see it there. Okay. Chiefs number 1. San Francisco 2. Eagles 3. Bengals 4. Bills 5. Cowboys 6. Jags 7. Giants 8. Here's why. Number 1, Kansas City. I think Jimmy Sabonis already said this in the chat. They're the best until proven otherwise.
Thank you.
And that's whatever his name is. I don't care. Anyway, I love the guy. He's in here every week. He's one of the best.
There he is.
And then your boy, Sabonis. All right, the next one, 49ers. 49ers have the most balanced offense, even though they don't schematically do it. They do have the most balanced offense.
I would agree. I would
They
agree
can
with
East
that.
and west, north, south. They can hit you on any angle, short, medium, deep. They're the ones that keep the defensive guessing. They have yet to put up less than 35 points a game. And sometimes that goes with your special teams and your defense that allows you that position to be able to score. So that reason they have a top producing offense. The Eagles I got as the number 3 spot. Why? Because Jalen Hurts can run with his legs more so than almost any other quarterback outside of Josh Allen here. And I think that that's a tough thing to guard against, especially when you got D. Smith and A. Brown on the outside.
Daniel Jones has more rushing yards than
He probably
Allen.
does because he doesn't have those receivers or Goddard on his team. So, like, Daniel Jones has to do it more often, so that makes sense to me. But I still think that Jalen Hurts is a better athlete than Daniel Jones.
All right.
The Bengals. I've got the Bengals offense, and here's why I've got them at 4. You double team Jamar Chase, that leaves single coverage for Boyd and Higgins, and the opposite's true every other way you look at this.
But you still have Hayden Hurst too.
But their offensive line is a little bit iffy. They could be the number 2 offense in this scheme if the offensive line was put together better. Number 5, the Bills I have here, and they're not the best. And the reason why it's not the Bills being in the top of this list is because of the turnovers that Josh Allen does, and that if you could take away Josh Allen running, right, then they're very limited on what they can do. I like their games when they get involved James Cook and when they involve Devin Singletary out of shotgun and run the ball and keep the defense guessing with play action, but they don't do that all the time. Sometimes they're running 4 wide out there and then doing QB draw, which doesn't work because the defense just has to have a man on Josh Allen, and then it's not that great. Number 6, same thing, turnovers. Turnovers are killer, and you can't say you got a good offense when you're turning the ball over. Zeke is a former shell of himself. He's only good inside the red zone. Tony Pollard has been less explosive as of late, so he's not the same guy that ran for 135 and 3 tutties on the Bears. So it's not the same offense. Schultz has shown up a little bit more lately, but he's still not comparison. I take any other offense above the Cowboys here. Jaguars at number 7. I'm looking for a stud. And the truth is that Zay Jones and Christian Kirk look very competent, but I don't know that they have the capacity to be studs against defense and take over games. The tight end mark with Evan Ingram, he's a red zone guy, and he's definitely like a solid, catch downfield guy. I'd like to see more utilization in Travis Etienne. That's probably my only downfall here. And then for the Giants, Daniel Jones, this is the lackluster one. The offense runs through Saquon and Daniel Jones's legs. So if you can run 8, 9 in the box, that's all you really need to do here. Because their wide receivers are not going to beat single coverage, and since their wide receivers can't beat single coverage, you win.
I don't disagree with your takes there.
Okay.
To me, that's consensus. Like when you guys look at a lot of these guys out there, I think that's almost the expected ranking probably overall, just because Kansas City's been the number 1 seed in most people's minds. They've kind of shown up all year. They've proved it on every defense they've played, barely, but they've proved it. San Francisco, since Brock Purdy's been there, like you said, very well-rounded. They're using CMC. They're using Debo the way they used to. They're using Brock Purdy to stretch the field when they need to. It's all there. Jalen Hurts injury. That's why they put him down. So I agree with that. I like those takes.
The Eagles don't have like that. Miles Sanders is okay, but like their offensive line, it doesn't matter who's back there. They can run the ball.
Right. And I think Miles Sanders can be a top 10 back, but are we going to say that with the Patrick Mahomes threat of running and Pacheco and with Jerick McKinnon and then San Francisco with CMC, those guys are...
Yeah, you'll see it Sunday. They'll take the lead, and then that offensive line will come out and run down your throat.
Right.
And it's disgusting. They're nasty. They get on Twitter. Those offensive linemen, they get on Twitter. They turn on like some death metal, and they just like ball out. They put out an album.
Oh,
the
wow.
Eagles put out
Their
a
workout
music
album?
and they sing. There's Eagle linemen that these guys are the most unique and
We might have to find that video.
Yeah, I
These
gotta
guys
find
are
that.
the
If they
most
win, we're going to have to play that as like our
unique
intro
and
next
fun
week.
offensive
That'd be
line
sweet.
in the league. I love the Eagles offensive line. They're the best. They're
All right.
fun.
Johnny, give him mine. I'm sure I'm
see
gonna
this.
get yelled at left and right.
Are you going to get yelled at?
So I got Kansas City as 1.
Because he's putting the 49ers way down there and the Cowboys way down there.
Yep. And I've got the Bengals as 2. I got the Eagles as 3. And the only reason I have the Bengals higher is because I think based on what Joe Burrow has proven is that the offensive line doesn't matter. It didn't matter last year. Mm-hmm. So that he's capable of doing it without the offensive
Keyword
line.
proven, Steven.
And
For who? For who? Who's proven?
Burrow.
Burrow's proven?
Yeah, but that's last year. We're
man.
basing this on this year.
no,
So
I'm basing this on Joe Burrow's ability.
I understand. Yep.
That's what I'm saying.
I agree.
And then the Eagles, I agreed with you. Like, it's very well rounded, but Miles Sanders kind of takes them down a notch, whatever. Takes them down a little bit. Buffalo, like you said, they struggle. Turnovers. Josh Allen's a little riskier. Puts them in a bad situation. Now, when you look at stats, I would probably say all 4 of these teams are similar outside of Kansas City. They stand out a little more. But that's because these teams haven't shown up all year outside of Kansas City.
Andy Reid factor.
Right. And then Trevor Lawrence, I have them higher just because if they can produce the way they did that second half of that Chargers game, there's no reason that they can't be a top 3. So I don't disagree with your take. My issue is consistency and being proven. Being the youngest quarterback to be on this,
Consistency.
being the second youngest quarterback to be on this stage. This is a big stage. And that's another reason why I have San Francisco below them, because this is a big stage for Purdy. Yep. And it's proven that very rarely in the NFL do these guys play up to their highest levels when they go to that biggest stage.
Well, Johnny on the mic might be the quarterback next week, and I still think he could get 304 tutties. So
He can't throw 10 yards
I'm on that
downfield.
side.
Are you talking about? Are you talking about with Purdy? I mean, like,
So and that's
go ahead. What?
But
Say
that's
it.
the reason why I think San
We'll
Francisco
get into it.
struggles there. And then Dallas, man, Dallas had a Brock Purdy game, and I just felt like Dak had the greatest game of his career, and that was an accident.
it was an accident.
I really think that was an accident. Outside of protecting the ball, that was an accident.
You're just a hater.
I am a Dak hater, but you know what?
Well, I mean,
Make it to the stage, and then can you beat the 49ers? Because you haven't done it.
You're just a hater.
that's funny. I love.
And then the Giants. The reason I have the Giants at the bottom, I would love to put them up higher because I really do think they can win this
Been
game.
choking on Danny Dimes for a minute.
It's not that. It's the receivers. It's the
Yes.
receivers and the offensive
You
line.
mean Yes.
Lack thereof. Yeah, I know.
It's just if they had Wan'Dale Robinson, I'd easily slide him up 2 spots because he looked great. He looked great.
Any Sterling Sharp, Wan'Dale Robinson,
Sterling Shepard?
and
Who's Sterling Sharp?
Yeah. Well,
He knows who Sterling
Shannon
Sharp is.
Sharp got into
He
it.
was using 2 different names.
Yeah, I know.
Shannon Sharp got into it courtside last night.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I saw that.
With Skip, he's just,
and then they said, I think someone on the sideline said, "Put your glasses back on."
You know what's funny? He might end up leaving that show. I wouldn't doubt
he-
it. I would not doubt it if he
ain't
leaves
leaving
that
that
show.
show.
I would say.
So I'm go back to me really quick, and then so here's the funny part about this, right? Now throw up my quarterback rankings.
Oh no.
Oh, we're transitioning right into
Oh,
QBs,
come
huh?
on.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I think there's some correlation there, right?
Yeah.
There has to be.
So I got Patrick Mahomes as the number 1.
Okay.
I have Joe Burrow as the number 2.
All right.
Josh Allen is my number 3. Jalen Hurts is my number 4. Trevor Lawrence is 5. Dak 6. Danny Dimes is 7. And Purdy is 8. And I'll tell you why Purdy's at 8, obviously, because he's unproven.
Oh, you guys are gonna drag me.
And
again.
you're going up against better defenses every week. So you're going to have to play Dallas's defense, who's very well served when it comes to picking off young quarterbacks. So you're going to have some fun with that one. Daniel Jones on the other side, like I feel he should be higher But again,
The talent around him.
it's the talent around him. He can only do so much by himself. So when I ranked the quarterbacks, I kind of factored in what they're capable of doing with their offense a little bit. And I just don't think Daniel Jones is going to be able to, like, when you look at yards and touchdowns, Daniel Jones is probably going to be second lowest on this
I
list.
love that Joey B picture. That's
So-
just Joey B.
Joey with his swagger.
Love it.
And then the reason I have, obviously, Patrick Mahomes, best offense, everything's going around. That's why I ranked him there. Joe Burrow, I have him at 2. Josh Allen, I have him a little higher, but I think that's because his team drags him down a little bit. Jalen Hurts, to me, is a Brock Purdy, but proven. He's a product of his system. He can run, but he's a product of that system. You've got A.J. Brown. You got Devontae Smith. These are 2 very good receivers. You've got Miles Sanders. They went and got a line. They have one of the better defenses in the league. They
Talk
paid
about the
everybody.
quarterback. I don't want to hear about the team.
Well, no, that's why I think Jalen Hurts is at 4.
Okay.
Is for that exact reason. He's putting up 200 yards a game, and he's rushing for like maybe 30 or 40. He's just putting up mediocre stats when it comes to a quarterback. The team as a whole is well-rounded. Trevor Lawrence, again, probably could be higher on the list, but unproven. He had a very good end of year. What was it, like the last 10 games? I mean, he was
Unproven. We're in the
stud.
divisional playoff round.
That doesn't mean you're proven.
No, that's and to Ryan's point, you guys are saying no, this is their first good seasons. Look, these are the,
wouldn't have
these
been
are the
saying that.
best.
No.
Time out.
Well, they're
these
young.
are the best
They're young.
quarterbacks.
Hold on, let him get through
These
this.
are
Let
the
him get
best
through this.
quarterbacks.
I agree.
These are the best quarterbacks in the playoffs and how they're going to rank. I don't think that their pedigree you can use if you're going to say, hey, the past playoff performances. Trevor Lawrence doesn't have past playoff performances. Neither does
I'm not
Jalen Hurts.
basing it off his
So it's
back.
like it's-
I'm
and
not
the one
basing it off.
He willed his team back to
Yeah,
win.
but you know
I'm
what?
just
You
saying,
still-
you can't take that away from him.
No, I
disagree.
disagree.
No,
I
so-
disagree.
so
you
Ryan-
have to take the stage on account for every time these guys go out there.
Extreme adversity. He came back from extreme adversity. They were a laughing stock. People were flipping,
27-0.
He was talking
dogging
about
him.
getting traded.
But he also
dogging
threw.
He's
threw
number 5
4
on
picks.
this list.
He threw
That's not
4.
low.
He threw 4 picks in the draft or in that game.
Never seen that level.
He also
in the
threw
NFL
4
before.
picks in that game.
All right, he's right, and he's right. He threw 4 picks.
You damn right. And then he won.
And that's why
okay.
Dak's in the same situation because
Exactly.
Dak was one of the highest turnover quarterbacks until the last game against
yes,
old Bucks defense.
Actually, he led the league in interceptions, but
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
with like 4 or 5 less
games.
games in the season.
which is why he should be last. But go ahead, and I'll show you my rankings after.
And that's
Oh, he's hot.
I mean,
Oh
I'll
my
leave
God.
it like that because
Oh
I
my
think
God.
Dan.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'll
Oh.
leave it like
Let's
that.
go get Bo's up here. Bo's pissed.
Jump to Bo
I like
then.
this.
Go to
This is-
Bo's
no,
quarterbacks,
it's
Johnny.
fine. Mine are not.
Get 'em.
Mine are very similar, except like they're mixed around a little bit.
Oh,
All right, so here's the true list.
What has Jalen's been here since 2020 mean, Ryan?
That's because he's saying that Jalen hasn't done it.
No, he's saying that Jalen wasn't
he's a
proven.
good quarterback for who's the best quarterback here.
But I had him at 4, and I said
He's talking about pedigree.
No, he's saying that Jalen has
He should
only
be
had
lower.
one good year.
Jalen should be
because,
lower.
You know,
All right.
this is his first good year.
one good year gets dudes
So,
drafted 1 overall.
Here's
Sorry.
just for the viewers here and for everyone here that to understand where my mind's coming from, because I'm a lunatic. Everyone knows I'm a lunatic. I'm high, I'm low, I'm in, I'm out. Okay? So I'm a lunatic.
Why are you a
Everyone knows I'm a
lunatic?
lunatic. Yes, Dak and Last is hilarious. I love hearing that. It is funny because he's funny when he plays. And there's a reason why he's funny when he plays. It's his broken thumb. It has nothing to do with him as a quarterback and what he's done in the past. It's simply injury and then the leadership on the sideline that he didn't do when he was calling out for his kicker for saying, hey, let's go for effing 2. That's not what you do as a quarterback. He's the exact opposite of the number 1 guy on this list, which is Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow hasn't bitched once about his offensive line sucking.
Oh
Joe
my
Burrow
God.
Joe Burrow
so
hasn't done
bad.
anything.
I had this conversation with him last night. I knew this
he
was
didn't
coming.
complain the first 2 weeks when he got
He's
sacked 13
nothing.
times.
No, he's the most sack quarterback in the NFL. The guy says nothing bad about his offensive line ever.
Hey, you know
ever.
what? You know what's funny about
was
that,
he most
Bo?
sacked this
So,
year?
What's up?
Was he most sacked this year?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
Hey,
lord.
Bo,
He's got
Bo.
115 sacks in the last 2 years, more than any
Oh.
other quarterback by like 30.
Bo, did you
Oh.
see the video with him?
No, I
Where they asked him about his sacks.
What'd he say?
And he came out and said, if you look
on
at,
me.
if you know, he goes,
I hold
no,
the ball too
no,
long.
he doesn't care about that.
Oh,
he says,
I mean,
if you
it is,
look
though.
at, he goes, if you look at my sacks, most of those come on 3rd down when I'm trying to extend the play.
Right.
And I hold the ball instead
And I
of
hold
throwing
the
it
ball
away.
too long.
He goes, to be honest, I think that's an overrated stat. And I can do what I need to do with the ball, but I don't do it on 4th down, and I don't do it to pull us out of field goal
Oh,
range.
man.
So he takes sacks in times that he can
It's
take
a great
sacks.
way of not committing turnovers.
Yep. I agree.
And then you punt the ball and you play defense. You allow your defense to do what
Yeah.
you're supposed to do. I like Joe Burrow for those types of intangibles. I use the Joe Burrow factor for all of this. Strong
Sacked in
arm,
his dreams.
strong arm, efficiency, pass efficiency. I'm talking about touchdown, red zone. And then the cool factor, and can he win games? This is the guy that went head to head against Patrick Mahomes and beat him. Okay? This is the guy.
Every time.
Every time.
Hey, Bo.
Excuse me. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
I want to know why Purdy is at 5 because
That's okay.
I'm a huge because I'm a huge.
Well, let
fan.
him get there. Let him get there.
Before he does that, so Russell Wilson was the most sacked quarterback this year. Joe Burrow was 6th with 41 sacks.
Okay.
He might have been talking about the last 3 years. I think Bo was trying to
check
say.
last 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, I think last 2 he's got it. I mean,
Last two.
like
He was the most sacked quarterback in his
Russell
rookie
probably
year, I
didn't
think.
play.
All right. I just because I'm a huge Brock guy. Brock the cock. I like Brock.
That's okay.
Oh, Kelly!
What? Oh no, what happened?
Come
Joe
on.
Burrow is mediocre with that.
Come on.
No, Kelly's from KJ to Dak is Kelly to Burrow, and that's okay. She's salty with him, and that's okay. All right, Patrick Mahomes.
You just have Dak at 8, and I'm salty with him. I had him at like 6.
No. I listen. I'm not a Dak hater. That's about his injury right now in the playoffs.
That's funny.
That's about his thumb injury.
I am a Dak hater.
We
so
all have
you're
Dak
good.
low. I love that.
Patrick
Okay.
Mahomes is everything that Joe Burrow is, except Joe Burrow is just a little bit calmer and a little bit cooler. And for that reason,
Really?
he doesn't do it. Yeah, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes is the fun teammate.
Yeah, I was gonna
but
say.
he's so
High energy.
He's so competitive that he yells at his own coaches. And we talked about this, KJ.
Okay.
That going into halftime, one of his coaches didn't make the play, and like Mahomes was down that guy's throat screaming at him. You won't see that from Burrow. And that's why when you're in the playoffs, Joe Burrow went to the Super Bowl last year against the odds.
Let me-
Dude's
Yeah,
super
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Let me also
Dude's
preface.
super cool.
I want to preface one Patrick Mahomes thing because I
ahead.
don't know if many people know this, and I just saw this last night. Was that Patrick Mahomes has 12 receivers with 100+ yards on the season? That's a lot of receivers.
Andy
just
Reid
getting the
also
ball.
has that, dude.
Yeah.
So, like,
It is a coaching thing.
It is a
that's-
coaching thing.
I think it was Travis Kelce who tweeted out to his dad. He said, "Dad, if you were in this offense, you could get open." Like that's the whole thing. Is like he
Best
knows how to
college
special
quarterback
as good as-
ever. Sorry, I don't mean to. I get caught up sometimes.
okay.
Ryan, do you think your lists are better? Why don't you put them in chat?
I have his list.
Pixar didn't happen.
Before that, though, Burrow only has 1 more sack in the past 2 seasons to Justin Fields, 4 more to
Right.
Russell Wilson,
Right.
and 12 more to Tannehill.
But he's still the most.
He's still
Right,
the most.
right.
That's what
He's-
he's saying.
he's
That's
still-
what Bo was saying.
he's still
That's
got
fine.
his- he got
That's
his
fine.
third
Go
cut
ahead,
and
Bo.
rocked.
Continue with your Patrick
then-
Mahomes. So sorry.
The next we're gonna go. No, Mahomes is
Or we-
Mahomes is done. Mahomes is done, right?
Okay.
We know what Mahomes is. Everyone's seen him over the past 5 years. The guy's good. Josh Allen. The only thing going against him is turnovers and making decisions. He also is dealing with an injury.
Yep.
That's fine. I think that when the game's on the line, I probably wouldn't want. I know I'd want Burrow or Patrick probably chasing down a lead more than Josh Allen. But if I have a lead, Josh Allen is who I want with the ball in his hand.
I like that. I like that.
So like that's him. Jalen Hurts by far the most dangerous quarterback on this list.
That's right, baby.
He's dangerous.
That's right.
The red zone, he can throw a dart, dude. And the
Yeah.
guy's got a great arm. The guy's got great legs. The only issue with Jalen is that unproven ice cold playoff factor that we haven't seen yet.
I agree.
I don't know that it's there or not there. So because it's unknown, I can't put him above anybody else.
That's my issue with a lot of the stuff you have down below. A lot of people you have down
that's
below.
where these guys are all kind of unproven, right? So I don't know exactly what I'm dealing with.
Quick question: how many of these guys are first-time playoffs? Right? Hurts, Purdy, Daniel Jones, and Lawrence.
I think this is all their first.
Yep.
Right? 4 of these guys are first-time playoffs.
So
That's
here's-
crazy.
So here's why I have them down here, and this is, or in this order rather. Brock Purdy above the other 4. Why? It's about limiting turnovers and then also doing what you're told to make it work, and then domination. He completely dominates the game when his ball's in his hand, and none of these other guys have dominated. I just don't think that like.
Sorry, Kelly had to Google something because Ryan questioned her. And it's funny because
that.
Jamar Chase opted out his last year, and they're both right.
Yep.
So it's funny. Go ahead.
So Brock Purdy, if you want to see a quarterback that is he hikes the ball, he drop back, 3 drop, 5 drop steps, and he knows he's looking at 2 routes. 1, the guy should be open if he's not open. 2, it's either Kittle or McCaffrey. And it's such a great
Simple reads.
It's real easy
and so
offense for him, yeah.
For that reason, it makes him a better quarterback because he doesn't have to find the guy.
Yep.
He doesn't have to do progression.
Gives him the ability to succeed.
1-2.
And
exactly.
you got guys that
and
are.
for that, I'll
Yep.
take that quarterback that has less of a hassle than these other guys. Daniel Jones, unfortunately, when he gets the ball, he can make the throws, but I don't know if I I feel like Daniel Jones against the Eagles, he's going to turn the ball over because he knows he's going to have to make those big throws. But the other end of it is like he'll take that risk rather than winning the game. And because he's willing to turn that ball over, he hasn't done it because he'll run the ball too if he needs to. But I think that I don't know. He doesn't do it for me. He doesn't. And I love the guy when he does his legs. He's fun to watch. He's like a gazelle. The guy's got a leg span. It's ridiculous. He's fun with his legs. But the truth is like it takes more than legs to win this. It takes a high passer completion efficiency ratio. And maybe that has to do with his wide receivers. I think it does. It has a big part. But he's here nonetheless. But he's not Brock Purdy. He's not throwing 4 touchdowns a game. And so that's why I don't have him there. Trevor Lawrence, you throw 4 interceptions, you're out. Dak Prescott, you throw 4 interceptions, you're out. And the only difference between those two is injury. Trevor Lawrence, cool job, great job on the comeback, but the comeback should never have happened because you never should have been in that position.
I agree.
Yeah, and I think those are great takes because you thought that through very well. Also, I just want to throw this one out there for you guys in the chat. Give me your guys' top 2 quarterbacks if you can. Johnny, throw that list up of all those quarterbacks for me on that overlay.
I gotta add it real quick.
Oh, you're doing this to me again! This guy.
We had a rough morning.
We did have a rough morning. But that's fine. So if you guys can in the chat, throw me your top 2 quarterbacks. And if you guys have any curveballs, we'd love to hear it and talk about it.
Steve's quarterbacks.
That being said, yeah, jump into Steve's quarterbacks if you can. You could bring that overlay in a minute.
So you just want me to go there?
Look at that.
There you go.
There's all your images, by the way.
Yeah.
And then
Robert Johnny Jr. is definitely my favorite quarterback.
Thank you.
I hate that you did that. I did not know you did that.
I told you I added something to it.
What
He's my favorite quarterback for sure.
You should have pulled that overlay in. Oh, that's funny. All right, go ahead. Jump into Steve's, and then we'll take a look at the chat while Steve's talking too. So, Steve, what do you got for your quarterback ranking?
There he is. So, you know what? Bo made my arguments for me. The only thing...
You have Jalen Hurts at 1. He did not make your arguments for you.
Yeah, I mean, he absolutely did.
Yeah.
He said specifically Jalen Hurts is the most dangerous.
Yep.
And that's it.
4th or 5th.
Okay, so...
What do you mean at 4th or 5th?
Well, I guess here's my
he
question.
is
You are
the most
hating so hard for
dangerous.
someone who didn't do a list.
Hold on. Here's my question for you, Steve.
Yeah.
You have him as dangerous.
No. I have him as most efficient. He has a high rushing upside. He has the second
dangerous
highest
and efficiency to me are two different things.
He's got the most rushing touchdowns out of any of these guys.
MVP.
I think he should have been in the top. He lost 1 game on the season, and that was
he didn't play 3.
Yeah, he didn't because of his shoulder.
okay.
It matters. Me and Bo had that
I'm not
conversation.
even
We had the
talking
conversation
MVP.
with Tua.
We're not even doing that. If we talked about it, I said Mahomes. Mahomes is clear MVP, my opinion. However, you have both. You have the added. He can do both. He
Yes.
can do both very well. He's not going to beat you with his arm. He's not the he doesn't have the most passing yards.
So, question.
But he can do both. Okay, so you're just going to get mad.
What's the... No, I was mad on the offense stuff. The rest of them... why do you have Daniel Jones over Dak when Dak has more weapons? Is it because of the running ability?
Daniel Jones is more dangerous.
Okay, so
In
that
what
was
way,
going to be
though?
my question is how did you rank your quarterbacks? Is it just based on danger factor?
No. So I like the upside.
I would put
If
Baker on my
Mayfield
list if
was
that's
in
the
there, would he
case.
have been up to
Factor.
top?
No.
I would put Baker in my list if
Let
that's the
him
case.
talk.
So you look at the list, right? Instead of getting triggered like a little bitch, why don't you just listen?
It's getting personal.
You look at Hurts, right? What's his upside? What are his skill sets? You look at
Running
you look
and
at Mahomes,
accuracy.
you look at Allen, you look at Burrow, even,
Running
right?
and accuracy. Josh Allen running no
Jalen Hurts'
accuracy.
accuracy is good because of his receivers.
Dude's got a dart and he can throw the ball
I
on
agree.
the run.
Then why is Josh Allen up
on
there?
step for
Josh
step.
Allen is up there because of his running ability.
Yep.
But no accuracy.
His accuracy is actually the worst on this list,
Yeah.
which is hilarious. It is the worst.
But he's not efficient then.
He is. Well, he's still way above average in the NFL, and he still produces.
And he gets to like 40 yards a game rushing.
And you know what? You
That's
know why I'm
not the last 5 games.
That's true. Now, you know why I'm not too worried about Josh Allen, and because they're not worried about his injury, because they're still.
But Josh
calling
Allen's also
designed runs.
unproven in playoffs.
He just beat the Dolphins.
I mean, barely.
Yeah, and Trevor
And honestly-
Lawrence just beat a team, and so did
and-
Daniel Jones.
I mean, if we're going to be fair, Josh Allen, he had about as bad a game as Trevor Lawrence because he almost lost it for him. Now, I will say that I like the upside. Right, this is what it is. I do like Joey Burrow. I like Joe Burrow.
No,
so
you
much.
don't.
I do.
No, you don't.
I like him better than I don't know.
No, you
most
don't.
of the list. I do. I like Joe Burrow. I like Trevor Lawrence. I like that comeback. That comeback says a lot. It says straight growth. The only reason Brock Purdy's on the bottom is because he played 6 games.
He single-handedly kept them out, Jimmy, is what you meant to say.
Right. No, or he kept the Dolphins in the game.
Yeah, but Allen had the 5 turnovers.
No,
That's what he's
Allen
saying.
Kept
Yeah,
the Dolphins in the game.
I read that wrong.
He's
Funny,
the
Jimmy.
MVP of the
I can't
Dolphins.
read.
But I mean, you look at this, right? If you're gonna take a guy to go and take your team, it's probably going to be what? It's going to be
Burrow.
one of those guys. Well, yeah. Well, okay.
It could be Trevor Lawrence that fights back.
Could be
It
Daniel
be.
Jones.
He's
like-
a guy
you like
that
that
doesn't doesn't give up.
Or,
Daniel Jones
Some
has
people will be like, I like Brock Purdy because he doesn't turn the ball over and he gets it to his playmaker.
Daniel
efficient.
Jones has Lamar Jackson style receivers, and
that's
he's
my
still in the
take.
playoffs.
That's true.
You
but
like
Daniel
a guy
Jones,
that doesn't give up.
Daniel Jones didn't get hurt this year like Lamar did, and he still has that rushing upside. That's why I like Danny. That's why I like Danny Dimes. I like all of these
That's
guys.
the only. Well, yeah. So it's hard to rank 8 guys that are in the divisional rounds in the playoffs because they've all gotten their teams there.
You know what's funny
Outside
is
of Purdy.
the only reason that Dak is not 8 for me is because Purdy has the lacks experience.
Played the least amount of games, has the least amount of
that's
game
it.
experience.
If Purdy had 2-3 more games on,
And has the,
he
like, the
played
number 1 defense.
similar to what he's doing, I agree. The defense is carrying him, in my opinion. But I mean, you pass for like 157 games a season, or 150 yards, or 157 yards a game. That's not going to win you.
Small
games
sample
like that.
size, but I think the last game he played was
Exactly.
300 yards,
It
wasn't
was
it?
gross.
To your defense
It was
earlier,
gross.
though, that you need a balanced offense.
Right.
I agree.
So that's where, like, if the yards throwing should not be a thing.
Which is why he has
because
them at
they're
1 and
running or
Purdy at
yakking
last.
and done it.
So that makes sense. That makes sense. Hey, Ryan, I also have a question for you because you said there should be 0 correlation between quarterback and offense. Can you explain that?
Well, do you want me to pull up his quarterback list?
Oh, you got Ryan. Oh, now I got to see it. Give me Ryan's quarterback list because now I want to see it.
Hold on.
Look.
I'm just making.
That looks a lot like mine.
It sure does.
All right, is this Ryan's? That makes sense. Ryan, okay, that's Ryan's. All right, Patrick Mahomes at 1, Joe Burrow at 2, Trevor Lawrence at 3,
Okay.
Josh Allen at 4, Jalen Hurts at 5, Brock Purdy at 6, Dak at 7, Daniel Jones at 8.
Not a one
And
of
I'm
us
gonna
are
be
high on
on.
Dak.
Well, it's
I love
funny.
that.
I'm gonna be honest with that. I can see exactly how he got that. Because a lot of this is based on proven outside of the Trevor Lawrence thing.
I don't.
And I think he just thinks Trevor Lawrence is the prodigy that everybody touted him out to be in college, and the one bad year was because of coaching.
Okay, so here's my question. Just what I don't understand is Brock Purdy has had the same sample size as Trevor Lawrence in the NFL for playoffs. And we're looking at playoff quarterbacks,
Sure.
right? Why is Trevor Lawrence above Brock Purdy?
Why is Trevor Lawrence because of Trevor Lawrence was the top quarterback in the NFL almost all season.
I
Well, but
understand
he-
because he doesn't have weapons. Okay, that's fine, but that's not against the quarterback. That's against the team, right? So, like, would I want the guy throwing 4 interceptions and 4 touchdowns, or the guy throwing 4 touchdowns with no interceptions?
Well, I think you're basing the negativity on one game. He's basing Trevor Lawrence's ability on the entire regular season.
Let's wait in the chat for him to clarify. I just
Yeah,
Well, he said no, so we'll see what he
I
says.
see-
I think he said
see-
no to G to Jimmy.
Oh,
and shit.
yeah.
I
gotcha,
see
I gotcha.
Bo's argument with it because he's saying just playoffs. He's not talking regular season.
Right, and that's why I'm saying Bo's basing it
Purdy
off
is
one
better
game.
than T-Law in postseason.
Oh,
is
okay,
what he's
sure.
saying.
Oh,
So,
yeah,
so
but
I'm just saying.
I guess I
just
didn't
slimming
go.
it up.
Okay, but Ryan said what I said is correct.
Jesus.
He's
Okay.
basing it off his regular season, not based off that one game. And then if you look at the one game, he overcame adversity and won that game.
Okay.
So I think those are things that Ryan would probably say in that situation.
Oh, because I'm such a good quarterback, I'm not a good quarterback.
Well, I think
Because I don't have the adversity thing, because I took the lead, I held the lead, I didn't turn the ball over, I threw the touchdowns. I'm not that good of a quarterback.
Well, Patrick
so no, I need to
Mahomes-
lose by 4 interceptions, go down 27-0, and then come back to prove that I'm a great quarterback.
But that exact same argument, you had Josh Allen higher than Trevor Lawrence, and Josh Allen put
No, I said
Dolphins in
Josh
the game.
Allen with the lead he's hard to beat, which is why I love him. Is because he does the ball security thing when he has the lead. He also has the tenacity, and he has a stronger arm, and he can run.
But here's the
ball.
thing: consistency, right, Bo? Consistency.
Okay.
So when you have Dak and Purdy, Dak and what? Can you show Bo's list really quick? I want to get this right. Okay, you had Trevor Lawrence at 7 and Dak at 8. And your excuse for that was turnovers. But Josh Allen had 5 turnovers, and you have him at 3.
Did Josh Allen have 5 turnovers that
thought
game?
it
Yes,
was
he had
th- I
5.
thought
He
it
had
was
3 interceptions, a fumble,
2 interceptions.
and they got it back. He had 3 interceptions, a fumble, they got it back. Even as Jimmy literally I thought it was 4, but Jimmy said 5.
I put them at the bottom because of the number of turnovers. I put Josh Allen high because of, I'd say it was probably potential. I think that Josh Allen has a much higher ceiling than those guys, including the number 4 who hasn't played yet. I think that Josh Allen has more potential than Brock Purdy when they go against a tougher opponent.
You had 2 interceptions. I don't know how many fumbles.
2 interceptions?
2 interceptions.
2 interceptions.
And
Not 4.
he single-handedly, like Jimmy said, put them in the game. So like
2
that.
interceptions, not 4. I agree with you. You're saying you can't take it one way and
Well, I said
have your
turnover. I said
cake
4
and eat it too.
turnovers.
Well, 4 turnovers is fine, but not
Horrible
really.
coming from the guy leading your offense.
But the Josh Allen argument, right, of why I have him at 3, like I said,
Potential.
only becomes it's number 1, it's potential. Number 2,
Oh, he had 3 fumbles, though. All right, that's fair.
5.
All right, that sucks ass.
Did he? 5. Then let's move Josh Allen down on my list. I don't care.
No,
Put
I'm
him-
just
put
asking
him
for.
right under Purdy. Put him at 6. That's
I'm
fine.
asking for consistency. So when you said,
you're right. I'll move him down. Move
Yeah,
him down.
I'm just-
Honestly, I don't
Move
know.
Josh Allen down to 6 and move Jalen Hurts up and Brock Purdy.
and Ryan just wasn't.
That's fine.
Ryan wasn't factoring in turnovers. He was factoring regular season ability, I think. So, but I think being on this stage,
I did the Joe Burrow as the standard, and then how do you meet the Joe Burrow standard?
right?
And
right.
and Josh Allen is right there on the Joe Burrow standard, except he turns the ball over.
Right.
So I use Joe Burrow as my standard, and then how do these guys rank in comparison to Joe Burrow?
So it's funny that you said it because I think what you're saying is Joe Burrow raises everybody on that offense up a notch. Is your thought process with
He's
his
a
calm,
leader,
cool, collect,
cool.
leads.
There's nobody else that I'd rather have.
Patrick
right now.
Mahomes does
He's
it.
Younger, yes.
And
Patrick
Josh
Mahomes
Allen
it,
does that
but
same thing with his
Patrick
offense.
Mahomes has his sister, and he has his brother, and he has distractions, and I don't like distractions.
We agree,
They've been
Ryan.
silent all year, though.
Is that his sister or is that his wife? I thought it was his
His
wife.
wife, yeah.
Yeah.
But
All right.
so my thing,
Yeah. I think they're the same. I don't know. He's from Texas.
So for Mahomes, I would say is number 1 just because he uses his legs more than Burrow does.
I mean, that's why I agree with Ryan.
Yeah,
1A,
But
1B.
we all took
I
a
agree
different
with
approach. We all took it, the way Bill, Jesus
Bo.
Christ, the way Bo took his approach and how he ranked everybody, it makes a lot
Bo,
of sense.
what was your ranking?
If
What
that's
did
the
we say your
staple.
ranking was the other day? You had like 5 notches. What were your?
I think I started off with saying it. Number 1 was efficiency, right? How efficient are they? Number 2, third down percentage. I love guys that can convert on third down.
Keep it
because
going, okay.
Yeah.
Don't make mistakes.
Don't make mistakes, right? I'd say the other one was the ability with your legs, because you got to be able to run for first downs. And then there was the cool factor.
Okay.
And the cool factor, don't turn the ball over. I think we said the same thing as don't make mistakes.
Icy veins.
And speaking of cool factors, there's nothing cooler in the NFL than having a top 10 defense.
That's right.
Jesus.
So, Steve, who is your top 10 defenses given or top 8 in the playoffs?
In the
currently?
playoffs?
Yep.
I don't know, John. What are they?
Let's take a look.
Buffalo at 1, San Francisco at 2, Philly 3, Cincy at 4, the Cowboys at 5, Kansas City 6, Jacksonville 7.
I went more
Giants 8.
mainstream here.
Yeah, you do.
If we're being honest, just to me it makes sense. I mean,
Giants at 8 is not mainstream. But that's fine.
what? Where are they-
Mainstream would be Kansas City at 8.
Jimmy wanted the 49ers to win. That's
Yeah.
all he's saying.
I mean,
Yeah, they should be one.
It's all right. Not a
Go ahead. No. You
Here's
said
the
you went
argument.
I
Here's
was
why
arguing
they're
with your
not.
mainstream. Go ahead.
you know
Give
why the
your
Niners
reason.
are not one? Because
Why?
they're 20th against the pass.
Okay.
You know what that is?
20th
Dog
against
shit.
the pass.
And the Bills are also suspect against the pass.
No, they're 15th. Guess what? That's better than 20.
He's got them ranked based on actual.
Statistically
Statistics.
speaking,
Okay.
they are better.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's everybody's going to rank a different way. Go ahead.
Now,
Continue.
I will say the 49ers against the run, they're amazing.
Right.
But they're not the Eagles.
Right. Okay.
All right. Well, and actually, they're better than the Eagles. But the Eagles have the best pass defense, and I got them down there. I got them all the way down at 3,
All right.
Right.
So
all the way down. There.
why do you have Buffalo at 1 then?
I like their consistency through the season.
Yep.
That's just me personally. I mean, they're second in points scored. They don't give up points.
A lot of injuries.
That's true, but that's been most teams. If you have injuries and you can't overcome, then you shouldn't be here anyway.
They've
Next
overcome
man-
those
next
injuries.
man
Next
up.
man
I
up.
agree.
They're done.
I think they've overcome. I mean, come on.
Put the 3s up, boys.
Yeah, let's go.
They've had issues with the chest.
Damar died on the field. He died on the field.
Damar.
Whatever. I mean, come on.
Damar.
3s up, baby.
No, I like the Bills at 1. I like the Bills at 1. They've been consistent all year. The 49ers, they're so good, though.
Yeah, what are the Bills against the run, as Jimmy asked?
5th. They give up 105 yards a game. This is according
That's very good.
to covers.
Okay.
That's very good.
Second in points scored. 49ers are points scored. 16.3 points a game is disgustingly low.
Go, baby.
That's insane.
Who cares if they're 20th against the pass if they're not giving up red zone?
I agree. That's why if you're going
Bend,
to
don't break.
Exactly. That's my thought process, right? I like this ranking. To me, this is a more mainstream take.
Gotcha.
Do you have any reason for putting the Giants below Jacksonville and Kansas City?
You get so mad about it.
Just go through your list like I do. I want to
Yeah.
hear like your list. Do like your list like I do. So why do you have the Bills 1? Why do you have the Niners 2?
Consistency for the Bills, Niners. I mean, to me, the Bills and Niners are 1A, 1B.
Okay.
In my opinion on that.
Gotcha.
Now, I think that the Eagles can get up there because they're so shut down in passing. Their corners Slay and who's the guy they traded for from the Giants?
I'm not telling you.
Bradbury. They're gross.
I mean, I
They're
would
good.
say 1A, 1B, 1C because Philly went out and got a lot of their defensive guys.
I agree.
Eli Apple can be on that.
What sucks with
Corner
Philly is right. It all depends on what you want to prioritize.
Right.
Do you want to shut down the run because the Bills and the 49ers do that?
Doesn't matter when you get Davis and Sue on your freaking team.
I'm just saying the Eagles haven't, right? They're 16th, but they're first in pass. All right, they give up the eighth most amount of points. Bengals D, they give it up on pass. They're leaky, but people know that. I think that's why Josh Allen's gonna have a very good day. They're actually better than what people think against the run, though.
I don't think he was having a good day when they canceled that game.
I would say it would. I would say it would depend just because of Allen's inaccuracy.
Now that's inherent though, but that's
So-
been his entire career.
Good luck, Ryan. Take it easy.
Bye, Ryan. That's his entire career, though, in my opinion. Right? He's known as an inaccurate quarterback. His receivers have saved him.
Right. So, but I would say in this game, well, we'll talk about that later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Continue to Dallas, please.
So now Dallas, right? This one to me, they're here because they give up the 5th least amount of points.
Right.
It's not even so much that their rankings because they're not good against the pass.
Save some for the rest of us, Bubba.
They're-
What is there?
sorry, guys.
Just out of question.
Yeah.
Bo might know. I might save it for him. But
Go ahead.
the Dallas turnover ratio.
Number 1, baby. 30,
Okay.
33.
Thank you, Bo.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
There you go. Okay, see, that's a good stat.
that. Well, that's the reason they're so bad in the
I'm
pass.
with ya.
That's the
I'm
reason they're
with
so
ya.
bad in the pass is because they get turnovers.
No.
They jump routes.
They take turnovers. Yeah.
Well, yes. Yeah, I said it backwards. You're right.
Yeah. I mean, they do, right? They jump routes, but then they get leaky in the secondary, right? But
That's part of jumping a route.
does that pay off or not? Would you argue that pays off? Hey, yeah, I want you to get aggressive, jump that route.
Well, yeah,
get
I think
that
they were like
pick,
the highest scoring defense.
Score them points. Let's go. I want that high stepping. Give me that 20-yard high step like Dion, baby.
All right.
Now Chiefs at 6, they give up a bunch of points. They're mid, but they're better than people think against the run. So I think it could play.
What's that dude's name that they got last year? Frank Clark.
Was it last year? I thought he's been on
was
the
a
team
couple
for
years ago.
for a minute.
Frank
Yeah,
Clark's the
Frank
reason
Clark.
why they're good against the run.
I think so. Yeah, he plays the middle.
So then, like Kelly asked,
Yo, what's up?
is going to be comparing who you just named, the Chiefs, and Jags. Why aren't those flip-flopped?
Lower than the Jags? See, that's a fair statement, right? And I mean, looking at it, you could interpret it how you want, right? Because the Jags give up less points. They give up 8 more yards against the run. Yeah, see?
Statistically, I think Jacksonville
I gotta cover
slightly
I love it.
underperforms based on Kansas City, but I think Jacksonville also played some very high-scoring offenses
And
too.
the reason why Jacksonville is lower is because they're near the dead bottom against the pass. They're 28th.
Yeah.
They're bad.
And where did you say Kansas City was against the pass?
18th.
Okay.
I think that's substantial.
Yeah.
And then you got the Giants, who they can play well. They pick and choose. I hated that.
You know what's funny?
I hated putting them at 8, but it just it is what
Someone's
it is.
gotta be
man.
there.
It's someone's got to be last.
Kansas City. That's who should be there.
Really?
Yeah.
Go ahead, KJ.
They give up the
Pull
most points.
KJ's.
Kansas City gives up the most points per game.
No, they don't. That's actually the
They
Giants.
do. They do.
They
and
do
here's-
out of these 8
There's a
teams.
reason why, and it ain't their defense.
No, they don't.
Go ahead.
It's the Giants.
There's a reason why, and it ain't their defense.
Yeah, I just my thing is if you're going to top defenses, San Francisco won, like you said, least amount of points scored. I think that's a great take. I just think the other thing with that reason I have Bengals so high is because this team gets hot when it gets hot, and I think it is hot right now. They should have lost that game, and their defense is the one thing that stood out in the last game. And then like I said earlier, you got Ndamukong Suh and Jordan Davis, which makes every corner look good in the NFL because that quarterback has to get the ball out in under 3 seconds.
Right.
And if he doesn't, he's dead.
He's goner. Yeah.
And I was talking to Bo earlier. Turnover ratio for Dallas, it's phenomenal. So they find a way for that defense to show up. And then Micah's been kind of stagnant. Watch him show up this week. He's going to be really good this week. And then Buffalo at 5, like you said, well-rounded. I think that defense is very good all around, but they do have a habit of giving up points to teams that don't deserve points. And I think that's a problem. The Giants, man, this Giants defense got healthy at the right time. Haven't proven themselves yet, but they did get healthy at the right time, and they took a high-flying offense and slowed them way the hell down. So I think if they have to play another high-flying offense, they should be all right. That's the only reason why I struggle with the Giants-Eagles game, because it's not just a high-flying offense. Jacksonville at 7, Kansas City at 8. Reason why I got Jacksonville at 7 is just because, I mean, they have a habit of giving up like 27 points a game. It's right there with Kansas City. These guys give up a lot of points, and the quarterbacks just overcome it. So these defenses, to me, just struggle all around. We can go ahead to Bo's. I actually think, like I said, I took very simple takes on that for a reason.
And I think that a lot of this stuff's been said, so I'm not going to stay in here too deep, but I'll just give why I've got the Bengals down there.
Yeah, I would say that's probably the only question I would have for you is why are the Bengals way down there?
I think because they couldn't get Baltimore off the field, and that pissed me off. I just didn't see that.
But they didn't let them score. Is that a Baltimore thing, or is that a...
No. Well, it is a little bit because they're a yard away from losing that game by 14 points.
Ooh.
Because a 7-point sway the other way.
Right.
And they don't score, and then they score a touchdown off of that play is a 14-point sway where they're up 7. So that's a huge turnover by the Ravens, and the Ravens offense with a backup quarterback with no wide receivers. Put these guys in a headlock, and we're noogieing them all game.
Yep.
But the score line won't show that. And so that's why I just said, you know what, you need to get penalized for that, and I've got no other way to penalize you than putting you on a list at 7 out of 8. So that's my penalty to them. San Francisco, the best as far as dropping 7 back, rushing 4, and Bosa coming off the line. He's a playmaker. Number 2, the Bills. When Poyer's in the game, these guys create turnovers. They don't allow you to run on them too much. They're a very disciplined defense. They don't allow a lot of that. The Cowboys, they're right there with the Eagles. You can flip these guys 3 and 4, 4 and 3, because they're both turnover defenses that allow the offense to get on the field and to run it. I just think that the Dallas Cowboys have the edge for talent as far as defensive line goes, where the Eagles have more talent on the cornerback side. So defensive line and stopping the run, I lean towards the Cowboys a little bit.
All right.
Giants and Chiefs are mediocre defenses. The Chiefs pass the ball a lot, so therefore they have to get passed on a lot, and that's a lot to ask of your corners, right?
Especially with a soft front.
You're in well, Chris Jones is still one of the best to ever do it. He gets interior pressure, and when he gets pressure, good luck, because you can't pass on it. So that's where it's like it's a catch-22. They're not going to get run on a lot because the other team doesn't have the capacity because they're trailing.
Now they do.
So
I was just going to ask you. Yeah, so do you think that ranking is the way it is because the other teams have to pass on?
you have to
why.
pass on them. You're trailing.
And now you're playing good quarterbacks.
So that's why I just take the and then the Giants, they haven't beaten the Cowboys and they haven't beaten the Eagles, but their defense is right there, which is why they're in the playoffs. But like they're 4-0 or 0-4 against those two teams, so I can't rank them higher than them. Right, so like they have to be lower. Now the Bengals, we already gave him that.
How dare you be rational?
And then the Bengals, unfortunately, like I said, Ravens just showed us who they are, and I think that the injuries that they've had and the defense just isn't as good as we thought they were, but they're good at stopping the run, and we're going to see them, stifle the Bills' run defense, make Josh Allen throw more interceptions. Hopefully they prove me wrong and they earn a better spot next week when we look at the Final Four. Jaguars are the worst out of these 8.
Yeah, I could easily swap Kansas City and Jacksonville a lot.
Right, but here's the thing that Jacksonville's lagging in. They're very good at sacking quarterbacks. They're very good at pressuring quarterbacks. The problem is when you apply pressure and you blitz, someone's open, and I think that
Checkdowns.
They had 27 unanswered on them from mistakes that the offense had made, and they didn't stop the other team and get the ball back and make them punt or do anything.
But they also answered 27-0.
They didn't allow any points. I get it. They're a second half team. That's fine, because if the Chiefs are up 39 on you, you're not coming back from 39 in the first half. So like you have to play 4 quarters of football.
Minnesota did.
Luckily they went up against the Chargers and the Chargers without them. No one. I mean
Minnesota's what, 33?
I saw 4 quarters of football played like maybe by one team on this list, and it was the 49ers last week.
I would agree if there's an all-around team that has the ability to play for 60 minutes.
Yeah.
It'd probably be San Francisco, and then to me, it'd be probably the Bills right behind that. Those two teams play the entire game.
The Bills fought, dude, but like you said, the turnovers are the biggest thing there. But
that's what makes Josh Allen is like you said.
Can that defense get turnovers in the other side? I see the defense.
They did. I think they got 2 or 3 from Miami in that same game.
So we're going to go up against Cincinnati's hurt offensive line, and the Bills' defensive line is going to have a heyday here, hopefully. And if they do, that's going to leave less time for Burrow. This is going to be a
Hey, Johnny, can you do one thing and check up Joe Burrow's fumbles? I just want to know how well he holds onto the ball because he does take a lot of hits.
It's a good question.
He does take a lot of hits.
Question. I've got the Bengals plus 5.5 money line. So
before we get into that,
are you talking this year?
Yeah.
6 times.
That's pretty darn good because he's been sacked, what, 60?
Second most or whatever.
41 times this
41 times, and he's only dropped the ball 6.
I mean, I think you could say that like through the first half of the season.
Is that fumbles lost or is that total fumbles?
That's total fumbles.
Lost 3.
Yeah.
No,
That's what I'm saying, dude.
That's pretty good for someone that's getting hit that much.
He knows how to take a sack.
All right,
so protect the balls.
Well, now that we kind of got through all of our rankings, let's take a breather and jump into guess that player, Johnny. You got to go to me first. Don't forget. So
while we're doing the intro, I'm gonna go ahead and excuse myself for a second.
There you go,
KJ. I know you. Guys, so for this one, we're gonna have some fun with this. I had a hard time picking players this week. It was a long week.
Come on, you're better.
So
I will stay out of this.
This is a fun one though. But so career stats, I went with kickers. So
yeah,
field goal percentage we have on the left 83.8%. Games played 365. Field goals 599. extra points 874, and game-winning field goals 221. On the right, we have field goal percentage 90.5, games played 162, field goals 363, extra points 413, game-winning field goal 19. So
221 game-winning field goals?
So I will
that
tell you,
stat right?
the one guy on the left is from 96 to 19, and then the guy on the right is still playing.
Vinatieri and JT. 221? Is that right?
Yeah.
I
I had to look at it like 5 times.
Hold on. So then, like, no, is that? I'm going to say Vinatieri and Justin Tucker.
I saw these, so I can't say.
Agree with Steve.
So hold on. If that's Vinatieri and he did all that, you understand? Like, Tom Brady's about to lose a lot of cred right now.
Agree with Steve.
Well, they do play a lot of close games.
Agree with
Or they
Steve.
did. I think everybody's agreeing.
Yeah,
Agree with Steve.
it's pretty straightforward.
You know what? I guess this one is easy, but again, only reason I brought this up is just because
Is it easy? Is it?
No. Leave that. Hit reset, then hit the off. There you go.
All right.
Yeah, you guys got it right. It was Vinatieri and Justin Tucker.
Okay, baby.
I didn't get anything right. I just agreed with Steve.
Well, and so did Kelly. She's like Vinatieri left and then Tucker right, like immediately. So I couldn't even. But so I will say the top right, Tucker is the most accurate kicker in the NFL ever in history.
Oh my God.
But you know what I think's crazy is he's played I think it was 8 years. No, he's played 10 years.
Jeez.
And he's almost right there. He's probably going to catch up to Vinatieri if he continues to play for that.
I mean, he's got to play
that longevity.
another 10 years?
Hang on. Vinatieri.
Another 10 years, he'll have 120 more.
What's that, Bo?
96 to 19. So that's 23 years.
Okay.
That's a long career.
Yeah.
That's a long career in the NFL.
Bill Belichick can set him up for some game winners.
That's what I'm saying. Man. Oh, you know what's fun?
I was having fun with this one this weekend because I was like, I've never done a kicker. Let's do a
I
kicker.
will never respect Tom Brady again.
All right, so now you can go to that next one. All right, so career stats on the left. We got age 31, games played 145, targets 853, receiving yards 11,298, touchdowns 71. Career stats on the right. Age 29, games played 80, targets 508, receiving yards 6,329, and touchdowns 46. What do you guys think?
D-Hop and who?
See, I told you the hair would
I
kind of
know.
That's the hair, dude. Who the French toast is that?
But when I sent you your messages, I saw.
He's got-
players.
That would
I
be,
can't
you
say.
know what would be hilarious? If you guys did an image of a white wide receiver and just threw on it a bird's nest on his head.
You know that looks like an old lady with the.
I mean, the right side kind of looks like he has a bird's nest, but not as bad as
Just
the
put a
Diop
parrot on
one.
his shoulder.
That's funny.
Yeah, Cup and Hopkins sounds good. Jimmy Simonis.
Oh, gee, you were right. I think that is cup. But really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, these were too easy this week. I apologize. All right, go ahead. Pull that one off. No, you did it again.
Yeah, I did.
You just hit the
Oh,
silo.
That looked like
silo.
Lamar.
Hit the silo. 2. There you go. Oh, God.
What are you doing there, kid?
I'm trying to.
Okay.
He keeps hitting the reset
It's
button.
kickers.
Right.
My brain and my hands don't talk to each other.
Why are you not just turning off the silo too? Now turn off. That's the second button. Turn off.
Right.
Now. Hold on.
What are we doing? Okay, he's back. He's got receivers. No.
Oh, we are
What
so
are we doing here?
close.
There we go.
There we go. What are we doing? Hey.
Kelly Young.
Because then you would see them early, Kelly. You
Slideshow?
can't
I
have
mean,
it as a slideshow.
No, because then people blow their loads early.
Yeah. Can I do punters next week? Jimmy, if you want punters, let me know stats I can play around with because that's the hard part. I guess I can go how many times they've kept the guys in the 10 and stuff like that. It's very hard to do those stats though because the searching, my head hurts when I do those ones. The game winning for Justin Tucker is not just out there. It's posted on the Ravens website in an article.
Dude,
wasn't easy to find.
Where'd you get the game-winning field goal stat? Because Tucker has converted 61 straight fourth quarter or overtime field goals and attempted 75 consecutive second half overtime field goals
From the Ravens. Did you listen to me? From the Ravens
I
website.
didn't. I wasn't here. I walked in
I
late.
just said it.
Tucker's
2 seconds
26
ago.
of 27 on field goal attempts in the final 2 minutes.
Yeah, but that's not game-winning field goals. That's game-winning field goals.
221 game-winning field goals.
It's hard to find Vinatieri's as accurately
I
as
just
that.
don't know
so
that's.
But I'm telling you, that's based on Vinatieri's stats. It's
sorry.
game-winning field goals. And maybe it is under 2 minutes, but the Ravens website actually posted Justin Tucker's game-winning field goals, and it was.
They're not comparable.
They're not.
They're not.
They're not.
They're
But
not.
I'm just saying that if everybody's saying Justin Tucker's the best to ever do it, I have to compare him to the best that's ever done it.
But there's not the stat for game-winning field goals that that's what the analytics are showing.
There's actually game-winning field goal stat. It's just not for Tucker. It's only for the top 10 guys. And Vinatieri's was a top 10 guy, and that stat was there.
Oh, all right.
So
they're not even pulled from the same list. I just don't.
Well, how am I supposed to pull them from the same list if they don't have Justin Tucker's listed? That's my point.
That's
I
what
had
I'm
to
saying.
search.
Don't pull them. Don't say don't have that stat then.
Per
if you can't pull them.
StatMuse is what Vinatieri's is. Yes. And I'm going to take the accuracy from StatMuse, and I'm going to take the Ravens' statement about their own
StatMuse.
kicker.
Oh, jeez.
Don't get on StatMuse. We have a whole other overlay to do. Stop.
So
Get off StatMuse.
Lamar.
All right, so
Look
first
at that
5 years,
hair.
games played on the left, 61, completion percentage, 63.7, passing yards, 12,209, touchdowns, interceptions, 101 to 38. Average passer rating is 96.7. That is out of 158. Games played on the right, 57, completion percentage, 52.16, passing yards, 9,031, touchdown interceptions, 51 to 39, average passer rating, 72.9. So you guys let me know what you guys think about this one.
Were they drafted same year? Or is it just 5 years, first 5 years overall?
First 5 years overall. It's just a comparison between two players in their first 5 years.
45 plus 16 is 61.
Dude, get off the stats.
Who? Me?
Yeah, are you on Justin Tucker?
Yes.
I know his fourth minute, like his 2 minute stats. I know them.
Listen, bro. I can challenge your stats, dude. That is what this
We're
show's
so
about.
far beyond that.
Who cares?
EJ Manuel on the
I got the
right?
boy on the left. The guy on the right, hang on, 57, 52. Does he even still play in the NFL with a 72?
EJ, I don't even think played 5 years.
Yeah, no, he doesn't still play in the NFL.
Tannehill? Oh, man. First 5 years, right? Because he was down in my... Oh, man. You stumped me on the one on the right. Tannehill looks good, but I
He
don't
no
know.
longer plays in the NFL.
Oh. Ooh. Johnny Manziel? No, I'm just kidding.
Tim Tebow.
Oh, you know what? You did have a lot of Tebow talk this week.
Oh, you think I'm that personal,
Yeah,
huh?
Tim Tebow.
Yeah, it's Tebow, isn't it?
No.
It's Tebow.
That's what I'm going to throw out.
You know what?
Anybody else have any guesses out there? It's a bald man. This is true.
He's bald?
You can tell by the overlay that it looks like a bald man.
Hey, man.
I don't know if he's actually bald, though. I think it's just a extremely short haircut.
52 completion percentage, and he was able to play 5 years and play 57 starting games.
Right.
Golly, this dude was bad, and they just let him. Who was that bad, and they let him because they had to, and they didn't have.
Some
a
people
choice.
say he went on to be the best to ever do it.
The best to ever do it?
Not at quarterback, but just the best to ever do his style of quarterback.
Oh gosh.
His style. Michael Vick?
I can't say because I don't remember this one, but with that hint, I know.
Vic?
I'd have to. No.
52? No, that's not Vic, right? I mean, he has
Yeah.
short hair.
Yeah, sure, Vic.
All right, guys. All right, guys. Pull that. Go ahead.
Seriously?
It's Michael Vick.
I was
Yep.
going to say Taysom Hill.
You realize he was that bad of a passer at the beginning of his career?
Yeah, I do.
Gosh.
Yeah, because he was a running quarterback.
No, it's because he has a cannon and nothing else.
I didn't realize he was that horrendous.
He didn't have a whole bunch.
And he's considered the best to ever do it, and Lamar is doing it hands down better than Vic has ever done. Ever done. Look at that passer rate.
Years.
Correct. No, ever. If you actually go look at his career stats, Vic's not good.
What about his rushing?
Lamar's beyond surpassed his rushing. Vic didn't break 1,000 yards in his first 5 years. I don't think. It might have been one
but
time.
he's the first to ever do it. It's the old LeBron.
I agree.
The old LeBron versus Michael Jordan.
I wouldn't say
thing.
he's the first to ever
Jordan
do
was
it.
the first guy to do it.
But it's
So
Jordan
it's-
over LeBron all day.
I wouldn't say he was the first to ever be a rushing quarterback. There are older guys that have done it before him, just not at that level.
All right.
So yeah,
done. Well done.
Well done. That's a good one.
I'm sorry.
That's a good one, boys.
I figured I had to leave that one for last because I knew you guys would struggle a little more. I knew the Tucker one was going to be an easy giveaway,
Oh, he knew.
but the D-Hop, I was like, man, I got to get another picture because the hair is going to give it away.
Yep.
Yes.
And the reason I did the D-Hop and the Cooper Kupp thing, because we were talking about that a little bit last week, about if these guys go to other teams, who would you take? And Cooper Kupp, with only 6,000 yards and almost 2 years younger,
I'm taking D-Hop.
I would almost take D-Hop.
I would have taken D-Hop.
Yeah.
Personally, but
So I think I said Cooper Kupp last week, but
you know
based
what?
on looking at their stats and what they've done, I think I would take D-Hop.
that's a disingenuous statement by me because they're two different style.
If I need a number 2, I think Kupp would be the guy you'd want. Yeah.
Kupp is he's your straight route runner. He's gonna get you. D-Hop, he can run routes, but he can also just go get it.
All right. So hey, let's jump into the games this week.
So you want to do some matchups?
Yeah, we're gonna go over these matchups this week. We only got 4 games this week, so we probably get through these pretty quick outside of doing some bets.
Want to do some matchups?
All right. So on Saturday we have the Jacksonville Jaguars versus Kansas City Chiefs at 4:30.
AKA T-minus 6 hours.
And then we have the New York Giants versus the Philadelphia Eagles at 8:15. And then tomorrow we have the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Buffalo Bills at 3. And then that night, which is the earliest night game ever,
Is that 6:30?
we have the Dallas versus San Francisco 49ers at 6:30 p.m. on Sunday.
Plays a Sunday night game.
The same people that play 3 o'clock Sunday games. They moved them up. They moved one up, and they moved them both up technically.
West Coast.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, no. That is West Coast, but the Buffalo one's East Coast.
They're all East Coast except for San Fran.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Casey is a little more. Well, whatever. Anyway,
Casey, middle of the road. All right, so let's jump into that Jacksonville Kansas City game. It's the first game we're going to talk about. It's the first game today, like you said. You say 3 hours or something like that?
6 hours. Right.
All right,
Starts at 4:30, right?
Yeah. So we'll jump into that. Give me what you got on that one, Steve. Let me know what you're thinking about it.
I mean, I think it's Chiefs. I do. I think Mahomes is better than Lawrence. I think he's going to show that. I think they're going to get up quick, and I think Lawrence is going to have to throw it. I do like Bo's take when he was talking about the defenses and the Chiefs passing defense is where it is because, I mean, you can't be great in all of it and just shut down teams like Madden. So I mean, one aspect of your team is gonna struggle a little more. I think that's a fair statement.
All righty then, Bo. How does Jacksonville win this game?
Oh, wow.
How's Jacksonville win?
I know
You ask
how.
him how Jacksonville wins?
I asked him how does Jacksonville win this game?
Here's how you win the game against Kansas City. You take the Bengals approach to this. You go ahead and you double Travis Kelce. You single the other guys.
Yep.
And you safeties over the top. You bring a spy down in the middle to kind of either double Kelce or one guy go after Mahomes, and you allow that thing. Now, it's easier said than done.
That's a 3 rush then, right?
You're going to try to bring 3 and or 4, though, because you can do 2 contains with those defensive ends.
Okay.
And then if you run a 4 downman set, like a 4-3 with one guy on Travis Kelce and a safety on Travis Kelce and a spy, you're fine. But it's not, like I said, it's easier said than done as far as communicating because Andy Reid is expecting you to do that. And so he's going to run drag routes to take away linebackers in the middle of the field to open up, the trail route from Kelce or the delay route from Kelce.
Ooh, okay.
He's going to run the play action. It's going to be very tough to those middle linebackers are going to have a hell of a day. But if they can do it, and they like you said earlier,
They're the worst against tight ends in the NFL.
They did an okay job at stopping the Chargers from maintaining a lead, and if they can, why not? This is a team that doesn't buckle under pressure. This is a team that can answer. On the offensive side of the ball, what they'll have to do, I think they have to get Travis Etienne involved because they're gonna expect you to utilize the Christian Kirk and Zay Jones on the outside and get your advantage there. And so they're gonna play safeties high so you don't get long bombs on them. And then when you do that, that has to open up the underneath for Evan Ingram, and you have to utilize.
Oh yeah.
Etienne.
Yep.
But that's once again easier said than done.
I think they're both good offenses, and I think the better defense wins that game. Now, granted, defense wins championships. That's a simple take. We all know that.
We agree.
I just think they're both really good offense that are capable of producing at a whim.
I'm not touching the line. I'm not touching the over-under. I'm not touching the points. I'm not doing any of that. The only bet I have on this game is Jerick McKinnon for the first touchdown.
Interesting.
What was that again?
It's a plus 700.
So bet $1, get 7.
That's
like
get
that.
8.
Over
$1,
under.
get 8. Get a bowl of Chipotle on your boy Bo.
Costs
If
$10
not-
for Chipotle in this
If
economy.
not, the FanDuel thanks you for your DraftKings or whoever you're using thanks you for your $1.
What's he's worth?
I mean, come on. Chance to win. Whatever. Why
Chipotle.
Not? Why not Chipotle?
Chipotle.
Who doesn't like Chipotle?
Chipotle.
I like
It's
Chipotle.
$10 for a burrito nowadays, guys.
Is it really
I
$10?
get the
Yeah.
bowl.
My lord.
Yeah.
Get the tacos and then put all the tacos in a bowl and then crunch up the shell and make nachos.
Hey, for all you guys that haven't figured out the cheat, for all you guys
That's
that
a
haven't
good
figured out the
idea.
cheat at Chipotle, it's you
cheat.
get a bowl
Yeah.
with a wrap, and then you get half and half on the meat, and that pretty much doubles up everything, and you can make your own burritos out of it, and you get more food for less money. If you haven't figured out the Chipotle hack, and then you do double rice, double beans, double toppings. You literally make two burritos out of it. Yes.
$12, $6 a burrito.
Yep.
That ain't bad.
That's what they used to be. Was like
Come
$5.50.
here for more penny pinching savings squanders.
Here's your boy.
No, it's Eliana. It's Ellie, not Eli.
I don't know. You were talking about a dude. Sorry. My bad.
No. So Bo, who do you have in this game if you had to pick someone?
I think it's the Chiefs, but it's not for the reasons that we typically go for. I think that the Chiefs are due for losing a divisional round because they've been undefeated. They know how to handle a bye week. They know how to get healthy. They know how to rest, and because of that, they win this game easily. And it's the line's at 8.5. They could win by 4. They could win by 20. Like it's playoffs.
Such
guys.
a scary game.
I got Chiefs by
playoffs.
4. Yeah, 20.
I'm gonna make a stance in this game.
It could be.
I'm gonna make a stance in this game because
48-12.
Yeah,
okay, you made. Is that what you think?
It could be like the Kansas City.
But is that
can just,
your
blow 'em
stance?
out by 30.
Is that your stance though? Like, these are hard games to make a stance
You
in.
can't. No, that's the whole point. You don't make a stance in the playoffs. But if I will, get Kansas City by 20 because the Jaguars do have the worst defense, plain and simple, and the Chiefs have the best offense. Give me Kansas City.
Kansas City
by
covers
20.
their 8.5.
Yeah, they
you think?
cover their 8.5, and that's a lock that I would absolutely fade against.
I will definitely bet the
I
opposite
would
way.
Not even touch that.
All right, I am going to say Patrick Mahomes will finally get upset, and I agree with you that this is a close game, and like I said, the better defense wins. I think Doug Peterson has done phenomenal at coaching.
Excuse me?
Would Doug Peterson get Coach of the Year with this win?
No, you don't get Coach of the Year based on playoffs.
Yeah, not everyone has that opportunity.
It's regular season.
Fair enough.
Don't ask stupid questions.
I think John Carroll.
Love you.
No.
I think that if I had to, I'm gonna give a score to this game, and I think it's gonna be 30-27, and I think it's gonna be Jacksonville.
Oof. Okay.
So high flying game.
Huh?
What's the over under?
take-
52.5.
Yeah,
What's Moneyline Jacksonville right now, boys?
that's what. Money line. Oh, I think it's 500.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't know. Sorry.
I'm taking.
I think it's 500. I could be wrong.
Don't know. We have to do this live. Live.
We're doing
all
it
right.
live. We're going in.
We're doing it.
I'm
I
betting.
mean, you should
You're
have the
betting it
money
right
line
now.
right there.
I'm
if you're in
betting it.
covers.
I'm
right?
betting it.
Do you not know how to look up the money line bet, like 1 to 5?
No.
Line movement? I know how to look up.
No,
FanDuel
but he's on covers. He doesn't.
Money line on FanDuel for the Jacksonville is plus 385.
So 385 is the
Odds.
odds.
Yeah. Kansas City is negative 500 or minus 500.
Yeah, so you bet $1, you get 50 cents.
Moneyline plus 380. All right, or 385 on FanDuel.
There you go. So if you bet $1 on Jacksonville, you can win 380.
All right, I'm doing it.
Do you see that on cover?
No,
Yeah.
it's not ready.
No, you don't. They don't have Moneyline
That's not here at all.
because they don't have odds. They just cover.
No,
gotcha.
I went,
Well,
I
you
went
have to
through
go to
that.
the betting. You have to go to the betting
Yeah,
tab.
I went through.
All right, so we'll jump on to that next game. Well, actually, Johnny, who do you have winning this game? Because you're the pick'em guy. I'm not going to even ask you, like, score. Who do you have in this game?
I put Kansas City, but my heart says Jacksonville.
I see. This is what I struggle with this week. My heart says many things,
my
and
mind's telling me no.
but my heart is telling me.
Emotions lead to ruin.
Sorry, guys. We'll jump into that next game. We'll jump into the 8 o'clock game on Saturday night, and that is the Giants at Philly. I'm going to give this one to Bo because he's still struggling trying to figure out who's winning this game.
Seriously?
So, Bo, who do you have winning this game?
The Eagles' defense creates turnovers. The Giants' offense doesn't turn the ball over. The Eagles' defense is good at stopping the run. The Giants are good at running the ball.
Yeah, everything that we talked earlier.
The passing game for the Eagles is phenomenal. The Giants have good edge rush, but I think that's where the game gets out of hand. And I feel like the corners and safeties for the Giants are going to have a tall task. I'm going to take the Eagles probably by they're either going to win by 2 or 10. I'm going to lean towards the points for the Giants at plus 7.5, but Eagles money line.
Okay.
All right. So, that being said, I'm going to throw this to you now, Steve, the same way I did to Bo.
Yeah.
How do the Giants win this game?
I mean, they got to force turnovers. You got to try and find Hurts at his weakest. You have to
win the turnover ratio.
Yeah, you got to win it. If they can force turnovers and Danny Dimes keeps it clean, which he can do.
He has been. Ryan actually put that stat up earlier. If you look at Daniel Jones's turnover rate, it's 1.6%.
There you
it
go.
was 1.3 compared to
Josh Allen's was like
3.1.
3.1.
Three
I think
something.
it was like
I mean, there you go. They can be a dominant offense. They did it against the Vikings.
Do they
so-
lean on the run like Bo was saying? Because you said the Eagles was not good against the run, Bo? Is that
They
what
are
you
good
said?
against-
No, Eagles are good against.
Okay.
Eagles are
Okay.
stellar against the run.
So I guess my question would be, do you utilize Saquon in the pass game in this
They're
situation?
16th against the run. Whatever. Anyway, I mean, I don't know. Stats only go so far, right?
Yeah, but their
Because it's
offense is
playoffs now.
passing.
So it is.
So like they like we talked about earlier with the Chiefs.
Yep.
And how when they score, the defense does the like
Exactly. I
They're
agree.
gonna the
I
other
agree.
team's gonna have to pass.
I agree. I think that, I mean, it's you have to lean on your best options, right? I mean, they're calling QB, frickin' powers with Danny Dimes. So
Jimmy threatens every opposing quarterback he doesn't like.
it's okay. I think that's fair. Dexter Lawrence has to have a game. And against that offensive line, I don't know if he's going to do it because they are good. They are very, very good.
Yeah, 3 of them
All
are
right.
Pro Bowl, or 2 Pro Bowl, and 3 are Pro Bowl backups or alternatives.
But I mean, if they want to win, it's going to be a heavy Saquon game. I see.
Who does the NFL
see
want
him
to win
see
this
every-
game?
Eagles.
Oh, the Eagles, hands down.
The NFL wants the Eagles to win this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want the Giants to win this game, but the NFL wants the Eagles to win this game.
I mean,
And
I
funny.
will say the Giants only lost by 6 when they played on January 8th. So
There were a lot of comparisons between the two teams and their history of going to the Super Bowl. Like they said, these teams are a lot similar. Like Philly, when they went to the Super Bowl, this team kind of came the same way. End of season injury with a quarterback. You had injuries offensive line. You had other things that happened on the team that ended up this way. They ended up going to the Super Bowl. And they said the same thing with the Giants. Their last time, injuries to the wide receivers, injuries to the offensive line. And that it's the same. Like they're like, oh, look at the similarities between our Super Bowl years. And it's just funny. So who do you have in this game?
Eagles 28-24. I think it's
Another close game. And you know what? Every game has been go close in this playoffs. Even the blowouts that should have been blowouts weren't blowouts.
Yep.
Thanks to those quarterbacks.
Yep.
So it's crazy. I'm gonna go with my gut this time. I really am. I don't care what anybody thinks or says. I'm gonna take the Giants in this game.
Oh wow.
And I'm gonna take the Giants 24-17. I taken them by a decent margin. I just don't think the Eagles have had enough time together since Jalen's been back.
They took a break.
Yeah, but that gameplay is different than break time, man. Like you got to be on that field, and that Giants team is rallying like crazy right now. They just stopped the high-flying Minnesota
but
offense.
I think that's like busting your load, dude, and you're not playing the long game.
Oh, you're
like-
talking about TCU and
like-
college?
like,
Nah, I disagree. I disagree.
and
They're
you're like,
healthy.
Yeah, I'm in it. I'm killing it. It's like 3 minutes, and you bust, and you're like, all right.
They're healthy.
And then you're
3
like, okay.
minutes? Who's
Yeah,
got that
I'm in.
time?
I disagree. They're healthy. They're healthy.
And then, I mean, they're. Okay.
Both teams
No,
are
I
playing
get what
healthy.
you're saying. Yeah, you just
So I see it happening. I just really see it happening. And that's fine. Philly's the favorite, hands down. They're the number 1 overall seed in the NFL.
Kelly,
They're the
I hope
favorite.
that you're not laughing at his time that you said it takes to bust.
I do like Dayball though. I like Dayball so
All right,
much.
so here's the injury comparison
Oh God.
right here.
You broke him. You
Well,
pissed
but
him
yeah,
off.
but
You pissed
there are
him
no
off
wide
now.
receivers. Like I know all their wide receivers are injured. They're doing
Gotcha.
it with
For-
backups.
Well, hang on. I'll go
Hey,
outside
Steven.
of the wide receiver.
She's laughing at
Safety,
your response.
Pinnock, Olahari, linebacker out. Foster Moreau, D-back out.
Foster
Love,
Moreau's playing that
safety.
game. There's no way he's
These
out.
guys are questionable, which means that they're dealing with injuries. That's not a question of if they are playable or not playable. The question is, are they playing injured? And these guys are playing injured because it's the playoffs. And if you're playing injured because it's the playoffs and they're going up against a guy that just sat out a week at AJ Brown or D Smith or Dallas Goedert, and it's going up against me versus I didn't play last week versus you who played last week, and you're exhausted from the game you just played, I'm going to win. I'm going to win. That's the difference.
And I will disagree with that. And the reason why I'll disagree with that is because the injury, well, no, not momentum, but the injuries you're talking about are injuries that aren't keeping these guys off the field all season.
Landon
The injuries
Collins,
for the
they're nagging.
Eagles, right, they're nagging, but
Your
you play
knee.
through nagging injuries. They gave drugs for that.
Your knee.
There's drugs for that.
Oh, your knee.
Now, the difference is I have Lamar Jackson's injury, so simmer
Your
down over
knee.
there.
And they were talking about Lamar maybe playing.
Lamar's not going to play.
No, they talked about that. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah,
These guys
on
are
the table.
injured, but they're playing because it's the playoffs.
Right, but
and they want to win.
My point is Dallas Goedert came back from a surgery.
Yep.
Jalen Hurts is struggling with a shoulder injury, which has been proven to hurt the throwing ability of most quarterbacks.
Baker Mayfield.
Not
It's
just
not
Baker
the
Mayfield.
same
There's
injury.
many injuries out there. Justin Fields, shoulder injury, opposite arm.
Seven of their starters are on IR.
Yeah. So that's all I'm saying.
Giants. Oh shit.
So I'm just saying you're like, oh, they're not injured. No, this is saying they are injured, bro.
I think they're
injured.
Yeah, but 4 of those are wide receivers. 3 of those are wide receivers.
What's your point?
Daniel Jones has been doing it for weeks without wide receivers.
Beavers. No, he hasn't. He's only done it 1 week without receivers. He was playing the second team against the Phillies in week 18. He went up against the Vikings in wild card, who the Vikings suck, and we knew they were frauds. He's going up against a good team that's rested. They're done.
You can call them a fraud. They still are the
They're done.
They still were the number 2 offense number 3 offense in the league.
He prison
Because they
ships you
didn't
every
play
time.
any good defenses. Their strength of schedule was like 37, and there's only 32 teams.
37.
The Giants were awful. They got blown out by every good team they played.
Tampa
Every good
Bay's
team
strength
they
of
played.
schedule was 37. Calm down.
They
All right.
got beat. They got whooped on.
And that's
by
a good-
the Cowboys. They got whooped on.
And you know what? That's
by
your
the
stance.
Green Bay. They got whooped on by anybody that was good.
And I straight up said I'm going with my gut feeling on this one. I
okay.
think the Giants are going to win
And
this
they
game.
might win. The Giants might win.
They're
I
on
may
the
be
playoffs
wrong,
for a reason. It's
but
any given Sunday for a reason.
It is, but I'm just saying, don't say it's because they're not injured.
I think
They are.
injuries are a factor. I think the Giants are coming back healthier than the
Huge factor.
Eagles. That
The Eagles
was my
just
point.
had a bye week?
Yes. That was my point.
All right.
And that's fine. You don't like that take, and that's fine.
Alrighty.
All right.
We'll jump into that. What do you have,
So I changed it to my Kansas City, Jacksonville to
guy.
Jacksonville
What a loser.
coward?
because I do believe in Peterson.
Jimmy
And
redacted a
this-
message. What is
Yeah,
that? Sorry.
he changed the same one that he sent. This one I have the Giants.
Is Kenny Galladay back healthy?
I don't think so. Is he?
I think he
scored
is. I think
touchdown.
he's supposed to start this game.
We'll see. All right, so you're taking Jacksonville. Are you taking the Giants?
I hope he does, dude. I hope
Yeah.
he earns
You're
that.
taking the
I
Giants
took
too?
the Giants.
This guy.
Oh
Giants,
my
and the
God.
Giants, I didn't second guess.
Wow.
This guy.
Wow.
Yeah, get out of here.
You know what? I kind of like that we all have the different arguments. You guys are going with the logical way, and I'm going
Oh,
emotional.
and by the
and
way, I was 6-0 in my picks last week. No one else.
So was I.
Picks,
What?
I was 6-0 also.
but you didn't submit them.
Oh my Lance.
You're right, I just made
didn't
money
even-
off it.
My God.
All right, exactly.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to the next game. We got Cincinnati Bengals. These teams are probably, we would all probably agree, probably the most evenly matched teams in the NFL right now. And based on the canceled game that we would have seen what they were going to produce, and now we can't. So now we get to see it.
NFL knew what this was coming or something.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody said it's very well scripted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
T-Law, thanks, appreciate that.
T-Law did say it was well scripted.
All right.
My heart skipped a beat when I saw.
So
these two playing in the playoffs.
Johnny, give me your winner in this game before you hear our takes, because I don't want to give you an opportunity out on this one.
My T-Wave killed
Who's
me.
your winner in this game?
I wouldn't change it. It's Cincinnati.
All right.
It's Joey B.
Let's do
All
it.
right.
You're going to take the
So-
Cowboys too, I bet.
No.
Steve,
Oh, my God.
give me your take in this game.
It's I have the Bills winning. I think the Bills are going to do it. I think it's going to be close, though. It's another 28-24 game. Josh Allen has a day. It's payback for DeMar.
All the games 28-24.
You know what?
They could be.
I was going to do that to be funny, but I definitely didn't. I didn't do
Historically,
that last one.
has that ever happened?
I don't know.
I kind of want to know now. I kind of
I
want
don't
to know.
think so.
I think Diggs goes off. But the Bengals haven't lost since Halloween, guys.
But
They have not lost a game since the Browns beat them on Halloween.
woo!
I did not see that stat. And I looked at him like, oh, shit. That's legit.
That's because the
Who's coming
first.
in hot?
It's
Yeah.
funny because the
Football
first
gods.
4 weeks they were dealing with injuries with wide receivers.
I agree. I mean, Burrow and company, they're getting hot at the right time. I mean, Higgins
So
is killing
injuries
people.
matter.
So, I mean, you got dudes dropping bodies on the field. I just
I didn't disagree.
got them. But
Squeeze me.
they're in Buffalo this week, so I don't think anyone's going to die. But yeah.
Eli Apple.
Got him. Oh, Eli's. I think he's going to get straight smoked this week. I do think it's going to be close, but I think it's Bills.
All right. So I'm going to ask you the same thing, Bo. How does Cincinnati win? This is kind of a little easier one.
Joe
How
Burrow
does
gets off on
Cincinnati
losing to the
win?
Browns.
The way that the Bills win this game is obviously protecting the ball and getting Devin Singletary and James Cook involved out of the backfield
I agree.
to take a little pressure off of Josh Allen. But the Bengals are very good at stopping the run as well. So it's going to be a tough battle on that side of it. On the other side of it, unfortunately for Cincinnati, they have 3 offensive starting linemen. That is, you guys have heard this nonstop on the sporting platforms all week long.
It's going to be a
that
factor, guys.
It's a backup offensive line against a team that wants to advance in the playoffs. And not saying that the offensive linemen don't want to advance in the playoffs. The problem is that the talent level between a defensive line and a hungry bunch of defensive linemen versus backup guys that are going to make mistakes and penalties because they're going to be so amped up that they're going to jump off sides.
That's a
that they're
big
going to have
factor.
delay of games.
Yep.
That those 3rd and 6s and 3rd and 5s turn into 3rd and 11s, and they can't block that long. It's going to be tough.
I mean, you heard Joey B saying he's like, listen, I try and extend the play, like KJ said.
Can you as a coach run 2 running back sets to help those guys out?
The reason that you do that, or if you do that, the problem is that even running backs aren't good at blocking. So it doesn't. Now you lose another wide receiver for check down opportunities.
Yep.
Because you have an extra guy blocking.
Or you play more screens.
Yeah, well, Hayden Hurst, exactly. Like you have to get the ball out quick.
Hayden Hurst might be a real good play this week.
You've got these little, like, they're gonna have to run these routes that are close to the quarterback.
And we do realize that Joe Burrow was the one quarterback to get the ball out of his hands fastest.
He can throw fast, but they got to throw. But
I
this
did
is
not
about
know
the
that.
Bills. But here's how the Bills are
Fastest
going to
in
win.
the NFL this year.
The Bills are going to get to Joey B.
I had to be.
I see Joey B may get injured this game. It's a concern.
Oh, damn.
It's a concern.
Okay.
Just because of the offensive.
It was a
linemen not
concern
being
when
there.
he got injured the year he got injured, right?
God,
Like-
man, his leg.
So I'm just. That's a big. And if Joe Burrow goes down, like, and the game's over.
So your way forward
over.
for the Bengals is turnovers on defense, and the Bengals need to do quick plays on offense.
Right.
Okay. Who do you have in this game?
Personally, I've got if I'm betting the line, I'm betting the Bengals plus 5.5 to keep it close. I think their defense is fine as far as keeping the game close enough, and I think that Josh Allen turns the ball over enough to make the game close. I feel like Joe Burrow is good enough to throw quick passes and keep it close, but the Bills, they don't lose at home, and this is a home game, and these boys are coming in to kill it. All right, so give me the Bills money line. Give me the Bengals with the points. And actually, as far as my bets go, Cincinnati plus 5.5.
2 McDoubles, jeez.
Yeah. This
He didn't
is
tell me the number. That's what he told me was bet 50 cents for 2 McDoubles.
Well, it's plus 700. That was the bet.
yeah, it's plus 700.
So 50 cents gives you $5 roughly.
Yeah, 50 cents gives you $3.50. Buy one McDouble, get one McDouble. This is my McDouble bet.
McDouble bets.
Bet
McDouble.
50 cents. Here you go.
McDonald's, where's their
anytime touchdown
sponsorship?
scores, Stephon Diggs, Jamar Chase, and Cincinnati to cover at 5.5. You bet 50 cents on a $700 bet. You get 2 McDoubles on me.
All right, man. I'm gonna take Cincinnati in this game. You have Buffalo in this game, right?
I got Buffalo.
Okay.
Money line.
I'm taking Cincinnati in this game. I just think based on the last game, Cincinnati was ready to win that game from the start. And I think that defense they're coming for
Home field
throats.
advantage is 3 points, dude. Why are you taking all these road away teams? Are you doing it just to piss me off?
Yeah, he is.
I might be.
Just like Johnny.
I also think that Joe Burrow has no problem winning away.
Like you
Joe Burrow did it last year. He did it with no linemen last year also. So, and I would agree that
I
he's
love
not
Burrow.
going against the Bills.
You're gonna make me
defense last
defend
year.
against Burrow, and I'm a big Burrow lover.
Burrow has won.
I'm getting a Burrow white jersey if he wins the Super Bowl.
And I think Burrow, based on what he did in that game with the injury, he came out ready to play, and they said, "No, Burrow, go sit down." And I just think Burrow has it out, man. I think Burrow's going to prove it to people that I don't care what you think about my offensive line.
No one is counting him out.
And that's the other thing. He's the reigning AFC title holder.
No one is counting him out.
No, everyone
one.
counted him out for this year.
I'm just saying.
Nobody counted him out.
He was counted out when they went like 0-3.
They were like, oh, it's a fluke. They aren't going to make it back.
No.
So, and reigning AFC title holder, I say the Bills have to prove that they have to beat
Idiots did.
the Bengals.
Kelly's not going to let Bo back without a Bengals jersey.
It's Joe Burrow's from Ohio, Kelly. Shut up.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Maybe we'll auction
He
one
went
off
to
then.
Ohio State, Kelly.
We'll grab jerseys.
She
we'll
just
auction
thinks that
stuff off.
Joe Burrow's a douchebag.
Joe Burrow
And
has
he's
a-
not.
I actually know Joe Burrow.
Yes.
No, you don't.
She thinks
So-
Joe Burrow is just a douchebag.
So I don't know Joe Burrow, but I've played volleyball with people that went to high school with him, and he's actually one of the nicest guys.
Yes!
He's kind of like a country
Yes!
guy.
Joey
Yep.
B is legit.
Yeah.
Joey B is
He
straight
brought
ice.
back the cigar.
Yeah, he did. I
Yeah,
can't
he
wait.
did.
Oh man, I love Joey B.
And you know what? Can you put that quarterback overlay up? How do you hate a guy that looks like this?
Look at them shade.
He
mean,
looks like a cross between Macaulay
How
Culkin.
do you hate a guy that
Well,
looks
hold
like
on,
this?
Macaulay Culkin's good. And hold on, and who? Hold
Look
on.
at this guy.
Macaulay Culkin and Tom Brady had a
I
baby.
told you Macaulay Culkin. I told you yesterday he looked like Macaulay Culkin, and I was going to do that
Macaulay
comparison,
Culkin
and he couldn't
Tom
see it.
Brady.
Oh my God, that's
I told
funny,
Johnny
dude.
that yesterday. He looks just like Macaulay Culkin
Macaulay
now.
Culkin and Tom Brady.
Or Peyton Manning. Like that forehead kind of gives me some Peyton Manning vibe.
I can see that.
No, he looks just like Macaulay Culkin does.
does.
He really does.
Head game strong.
All right, so we're gonna jump
that
off
smokes
this game.
cigars and throws tutties.
Johnny, who did you have? You had the Bengals in this game.
Yes.
So we're gonna go on to that Sunday night game. Get into that Sunday night game really quick.
I love it.
All right.
Dallas at San Francisco 49ers. We're gonna go right to Bo on this one and then bounce it back to Steve.
Okay.
let's do this.
All right. I'm going to take Dallas to do the
Why are you
upset.
taking the away game?
Are you seriously?
I'm just
taking
kidding.
that?
No,
I'm just kidding. I'm
I just
messing
wanted
with
to
you.
give Steve an easy one because Steve always gets the hard defenders. No. Honestly, it's not Dallas. It's not Dallas at all. And it was never Dallas. It was
it.
always the 49ers.
I don't want to defend.
Well,
Dallas.
you have to.
I got to defend Dallas now.
Yes, you do.
That's garbage.
And here's why. Because the 49ers and Brock Purdy are going to not do anything.
Purdy.
Well, they're not going to. Yeah, exactly. They're not going to do anything fancy. It's Purdy. It's not fancy.
No.
They're going to stay away from being extra. You won't see the extra here.
Nope.
What you're going to see is screens. You're going to see a lot of offensive linemen down the field blocking well
lot of
on
Debo.
short passes. You're going to see
Kittle
some
heavy.
great
Yep.
running back draw ups where they send the guys going out and then they just hand it off to McCaffrey and he does his thing and it's super explosive. Dallas Cowboys
she
are
said.
great at getting turnovers and creating turnovers with their corners, making guys look open. I don't think that Purdy's going to take the bait. I think he's going to stick to the guys that he knows are open, which is McCaffrey and Kittle.
There you go.
That's actually a very smart take on that. I would have never taken it that way, but I agree with you that if they keep that offense short and simple,
That's what they've been doing.
the only issue I have with that, you can't get the ball out quick. Because if you get the ball out quick, they will jump the route and take that ball.
I don't.
That's a
TBD.
Trayvon Diggs thing.
I think you have to work with the double move.
He only does that downfield.
We'll see. You have to take.
He's a downfield.
You have to utilize the double move with Ayuk and Debo to take advantage of them.
No, I don't. I wouldn't go deep on the Cowboys at all. Not with their defensive linemen and their corners.
No.
I would try. Yeah, look at Micah Parsons, dude.
Yeah.
Look at that for the quick plays.
Which is
That's why they're throwing underneath.
I feel that
if Micah, go sorry.
I was just saying real quick.
Micah
I don't think
Parsons-
CMC will have a good game.
Micah Parsons is going to have to do one of two things, right? He's either going to have to play short, or he's going to have to guard crossover middle.
But he can do both.
He can. But like that's why there's options on both. It's Kittle, right to left or left to right, depending on which hash you're on.
Yep.
Right. Like that's how they line him up.
Right.
And then it's Christian McCaffrey opposite.
Yep.
So then they go, Mike, there he is. That's our boy.
Right.
That's Parsons. Literally Micah Parsons, right? And then they go, okay, well, who's he guarding? Oh, he's coming. Okay. If he's coming, Christian McCaffrey quick
Release.
Yeah, or Debo, and then they're just
Hey,
going to
Kittle,
mic him.
Kittle.
Sounds like a
And
fun
they're gonna
Saturday
pass him.
night.
Or
It's going to be great.
I mean, you could.
If he's coming,
Mike,
Christian McCaffrey, quick.
You could grab an
Get in there.
Ayuk, Debo crosser too. Like you can
Yes.
get these. You can get these quick plays.
Yes.
And these guys
got to
are.
know which
Hey,
side
yes.
he's on.
Hey,
I agree.
hey, Steve,
What's up?
Got to know where he's at.
defend Dallas.
I can't.
How does Dallas win?
Micah Parsons, 3
How
interceptions.
does Dallas win this game?
Come on,
Micah
Diggs,
Parsons.
3 interceptions.
Oh yeah, Micah
6
Parsons.
turnovers.
He's gonna drive a car into the field before the game and hit everybody. No, I mean honestly, I do like Dallas, but I do not like Dallas against this defense, and I do not like Dallas. I mean, I don't. I have the Niners winning handedly.
Okay, do you want me to defend Dallas?
I mean, Micah Parsons could absolutely take over this game if they do what you think they need to do, in my opinion. I do not think that the right tackle is going to do it. I do think Trent Williams on the left is an absolute dog. And I do not think that the majority of the offensive line is going to stop Micah Parsons.
So I want to respond to Jimmy real quick because what Jimmy said is a great statement. They have to play quick or Micah Parsons will take over the game.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, that's fantastic. That's what I'm saying.
Dallas, literally, this is the way Dallas plays defense, is to make you play quick so their corners can jump the route.
Yeah,
That's my point.
and I like Shanahan over
So if you're
McCarthy.
like Bo said, they do get their interceptions
you're
downfield. But when
saying
you say
play
interceptions,
action,
Yes.
pump
yeah,
fake,
I think you have to
double
run play
move.
action.
Yes.
I think you have to run a play action or a double move.
I mean, yeah, 49ers run the ball real well. I mean, both offenses are good at running the ball, okay, but there's only one defense of
I
these
love
two
that, KJ.
that are good at stopping them, and that's the Niners. The Niners' run defense is amazing. And the 49ers haven't scored under 33 points 6 of their last 7 games since the start of December.
Oh, you mean right when Brock Purdy started?
What about Nick Bosa getting to Dak's ass, dude?
I think Nick might eat a bowl of cereal out of that ass.
Like, he's just going to be in his face.
And that's not
all
saying
game.
that the Cowboys' offensive line's bad. It's not. Nick Bosa's going to win
old.
Defensive Player of the
It's
Year.
old.
They are old. They are definitely
They're actually
old.
coming on the field with walkers now.
I'm just.
No, that's Brady.
No, their offensive guard. What's his?
He's young.
the
Yeah, yeah.
Stud.
Oh, shit.
But here's
Andrew,
the thing.
what's his name?
So since you refuse to, what is your score?
It's 34-21 Niners.
Okay, so you refuse to give Dallas any credit here, and
I didn't say that. I said Dak had a strong showing last week, but I don't think that's going to
no.
be
When I say
enough.
credit, you literally say there's zero
Zach
way because you have not given me a way how Dallas
I
wins
mean,
this game.
It's Micah. It's the 49ers try and get cute. They try and go deep. They try and do something they haven't done and change it up, and Micah eats that ass.
But again, you're saying what San Francisco shouldn't do. You're not
Can I
saying what
take the
Dallas should
Cowboys?
do.
Can I take the
I mean, I
Cowboys?
can take the Cowboys.
Can I take the Cowboys?
Go ahead.
All right, listen, dude. Here's how the Cowboys win this game, and it's very easy. Zach Martin and Tyron Smith are
Zach
the
Martin,
offensive
that's
line.
it.
That's who it is on the right side.
Yep.
Okay? And listen, when you want to defeat a edge rusher, you know what you do? You run right at him. You run right at him.
Make him go
you
past you.
double team him. You run right at him. He over engages, and you're right behind him with Tony Pollard outside, and they got to tackle your ass. And then you take Zeke and you do change of tempo once you get in the red zone, and you pound the ever living crap out of the clock. Not the defense, the clock. You eat up the time, and then you don't rely on your kicker. You better get it into the
oh,
end zone.
yeah, man. Jesus.
You got to get it in the end zone. You know
can-
how you get into the end zone? Little play action Dalton Schultz in the end zone.
Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz. I could see him. I
And
could
that's
see him
how the
help.
Cowboys
Thank you.
do it.
Thank you.
I'm just saying this
I
is what's going
appreciate
to happen.
that.
to
Is that
Brady.
exactly it?
I appreciate it. Yeah, that's actually what I was going to say. They got to keep the ball on the ground. They got to control the clock
Sorry, Brett
because
Favre.
they have to literally take San Francisco's game away from them.
Brett Maher's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. It's gonna be a thing next year.
Hey, I'm gonna give you guys a bold take. Brett Maher has the game-winning field goal.
Yeah, why not?
I think if Brett Maher continues to miss, he's going to be put down on the field.
You're actually taking Dallas in this.
No.
No.
I
You
don't have.
just want to start controversy.
No, I don't have Dallas in this because this is a whole prove it game, and Dallas has not been able to prove it in the playoffs.
They did. They went into Tampa and they won.
I meant the real playoffs, not the wild card.
Against Walkers.
Sorry. The wild card to me is the teams that were okay enough to get there, and Tampa was the only team with a freaking losing record in the playoffs.
Like I said, it's still though. Yeah. It's a win on the road against a playoff team.
I mean, that's
and I can't take that away from Dallas. And they've done it before, just now, but they hadn't done it 30 years previous.
Right.
And actually, Dak's been in this situation before against Jimmy Garoppolo, and Jimmy Garoppolo won. Now you're going against Jimmy 2.0.
No, this guy's healthy.
Purdy's better than Jimmy G.
So I'll take San Francisco in this game. It's going to be 24-18. Yeah. It's going to be a low-scoring game, but I definitely will take
18. Oh, 3 missed extra points.
No comment.
30.
They're going for 2. Dallas is not kicking extra points.
34-24, 49ers.
All right. Johnny, who do you got in that game?
49ers saying that. Hands down.
All right, so that's the first game we all agreed on. That's the one game we all agreed on. Well, see, I would say Philly's kind of hands down to me, but I really have this gut feeling that the Giants and that team is just rallying. That's all I'm going to say on that one. I just really feel
they can rally
to
the after the game and console each other.
They can rally
and
to
they
the
can rally
restaurant
together. They
could go to Waffle House with Trevor Lawrence.
Rally.
You know, I said
we had a great season. No one expected us to be here.
Daniel Jones and Trevor Lawrence hanging out at the Waffle House.
On the back.
If you can
49ers versus the Eagles next week, it's going to be awesome.
Watch the Niners-Dallas game. You have 2 guys who are up for Defensive Player of the Year in that game. It should be a really
that
fun
is a
game
must-watch game. I would agree.
In my opinion, that you got to watch that game.
Plus, you got to watch it to see if Purdy's the real deal.
It's playoffs, boys.
It is playoffs.
You know what?
Playoffs, boys.
I have a question for you. For you guys. All right, so I'm going to give you a stat line.
Yeah.
And if this happens, does Brock Purdy become the starter hands down? Brock Purdy against Brock Purdy's
absolutely not.
Brock Purdy.
Absolutely not.
Hold on. Brock Purdy against the Dallas defense puts up 275 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 turnovers. Does he become the starter against next year?
No.
I don't think that seals it. I mean, in my opinion, he should have a shot at it to begin with, personally.
Why no, Bo?
No. Because here's why. You've invested, and you have to. It's not necessarily an investment. You're either going to sell Purdy. Shit. You're either going to sell Purdy high because you sell stock high.
That's crazy. He's a rookie.
You either sell stock high. Trey Lance is what, a year pro? He's a sophomore this year.
Been injured his entire time in the NFL.
Yeah, but he's been injured. Yes, that's part of the game of football. But they spent a lot more capital on Trey Lance. Listen, they spent way too much on Trey. Trey is their guy of the future. He's going to be the guy going in.
That sounds like a gambling problem.
No,
could be a Josh Rosen situation. But go ahead, keep.
No, but here's what's going to happen with Purdy. Either they're going to stick him as a number 2, and he's a great number 2, because they know if Trey Lance does the same thing next year where he gets injured early, that they have a great backup.
Right.
And
same situation as Jimmy Garoppolo to Trey Lance. Right.
Jimmy's gone, or exactly, Trey will have a short leash. That's fine. Trey's a much more talented quarterback all-around aspect. Purdy's a great job of doing what he's done, and no one's going to take that away from him. It doesn't mean he necessarily has job security.
You guys heard it here first. Brock Purdy is a backup. All right. So that being said,
I got him as a number 5 quarterback right now in the playoffs. Like I'm not an idiot.
Ahead of Dak.
But I'm also way ahead of Dak. He's great, but he's a backup.
All right. So I think that's all we kind of have for today. Am I missing anything, Johnny? I think that's it, right? Let's do a quick check on our FanDuel lineups. Bo, did you get yours in?
Let me
or no?
see if I did.
I did not see it.
All right, so
I didn't send it to
Johnny.
him,
Can you read that off to me? Who do I have?
You got Burrow, McCaffrey, P. Ryan, Ayuk, Shakir, Chase, Kittle, Gabe Davis, and Dallas's defense.
All right, and I actually, like I said, I enjoy that one. That's why I picked it. Do you guys have any rebuttals against that, or?
Hang on.
No, I think we both took P. Ryan, and that
Give me a
makes me giggle.
second. Where the heck?
Um.
I thought I had it as important.
Because I think P. Ryan's gonna have a better game than
Okay,
Mixon.
so Steve, who does Steve have then?
So he has Josh Allen,
Yeah.
James Cook,
Yeah.
P. Ryan, CD, Debo Samuel, Stephon Diggs, George Kittle, Tyler Boyd, and the Bills defense.
I think
so
Boyd's a sneaky
you
play. this week.
You paid up for
Allen
And
and Diggs.
Allen and Diggs. That's your tandem.
I went cheap on P. Ryan and Cook.
John, where do I need to send this for you to put it up there?
I would for you
just read it off.
Just read it off
Just read
real
it
quick.
off so we
I
can.
can get it to him in the Facebook.
It'd be Messenger. You just send it to me in Messenger if you're gonna do that.
Yeah, I'll send it to you in Messenger. I'll put it up there.
But
That's
so
a beautiful spread. Thank
you
you,
put-
Kelly. See, I know what I'm
This
doing
one
sometimes.
is Ryan.
what does Ryan have?
So Ryan has Purdy, McKinnon,
Gutty.
Gainwell, Debo, Diggs, AJ Brown,
Okay.
Wow.
Travis
He-
Kelsey,
he paid
Evan
up-
Ingram.
yeah.
You know
there
why
it
he
is.
has Gainwell? Touchdowns.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a vulture.
No, he's got him so he can buy everybody else.
Yeah, but Gainwell for touchdowns. He has a habit of taking that passing for a touchdown.
And then this one is mine.
Look
I-
at that Mike.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Got to put a face on you like Mr. Potato Head.
I got Burrow, James Cook, Elijah Mitchell, Gabe Davis, Debo,
Elijah Mitchell.
touchdowns.
I almost did too.
Debo, Jamar Chase, Dawson Knox, Stephon Diggs, and the 49ers D.
Gabe Davis. Okay. Okay.
You know what's funny? I don't like the Gabe Davis this week because dude's got stone hands.
For around the price, I
He's as good as Waddle right now.
well, I saved. I think I had $100 left with this, and I didn't necessarily like anyone going.
Yeah,
you
Dave-
know, down.
I'd have taken Khalil Shakir over that.
I think
agree.
because the corners are injured for the Bengals, they're Azuwacha, the rookie. What's his name?
You literally said it right. I think that's accurate.
I think that was pretty close.
Kazawazawacha.
Asawuke, I
Oh my
think.
God.
Where are
Asawuke.
you?
All right, so
I'm so sorry.
were you able to get it in there?
I cannot sleep. I cannot sleep tonight.
Just drag and drop it.
Just drag and drop it,
Remember, you just drop it in the screen.
and just drop it in the screen.
I get okay.
We already did it, so
Right, I was.
it's all right.
It's all right. You're fine.
Ooh, that's a
whoa.
big picture.
We'd be blown up.
All right,
Hold
we can
on.
go
Yeah.
through this in order. We got Josh Allen,
doing
Joe
it-
Mixon,
Doing it live.
and then Johnny.
I have to.
What do you got?
This is beautiful.
Uh,
Hang on.
McCaffrey, Ayuk, Gabe Davis, Tyler Boyd, Dalton Schultz, Elijah Mitchell, and the Bengals D.
Oh,
Me and you were pretty similar. I like the
Look
you
at
like
those running backs.
you
dude.
like the Ayuk this
Yeah,
week
you
too,
paid
don't
up
you?
on running backs. I like that.
He
like
switched
it.
it up. He paid running backs instead of wide receivers.
Yeah, check it. And look, Josh Allen's in
And
there.
just an FYI,
rushing. Look at those two running backs.
I won last week
You did.
By less than like 2
He
points.
won big
like
time last week.
0.2
by
points.
point
Oh,
two.
geez.
Right.
All right. So that being said, we're gonna head out on this show. I want everybody's takeaways this week. Johnny, give me your takeaways. We're gonna switch it up.
Yeah. Just have a blessed Saturday. Enjoy it. Be with your friends and family.
Who's got the best offense in the playoffs?
Bengals.
All right. How about you, Bo? What's your takeaways for today?
My biggest takeaway for today is responsibly. I want to repeat
Took my takeaway.
1%, 1% of your bankroll. So if you've only got $40 in your bankroll, you're only betting 40 cents a bet, but you can make multiple bets and just hit 7 out of 10. Okay? That's winning money progressively. That's my takeaway. 1%.
All right. How about you, Steve?
I really like that. That was really nice.
That was gonna be my takeaway. I kind of dick. I love you though.
Read your mind.
I thought it was a
Make
good
your mind a
show.
little bit harder to read.
I like the fighting. I like the infighting. It's nice. I like the show. It's good debate because I came up with a curveball, with a full-on curveball, and you guys.
I don't think he believes any of his takes.
What?
It's
What do you mean?
just for entertainment. He just said that.
What's wrong with my takes? You don't like Jay? Oh, I did it all for it's all for the show.
No.
You gonna tell me I sacrificed my takes for the show? You'll never know.
KJ's a dick for saying
Thank
that.
you all for being here. We appreciate you. God bless
KJ's a
you.
dick. That's what the final statement should be. I'm reading.
All right, guys.
I'm reading minds today.
So I will tell you my takeaway for the show. I'm an asshole. Straight up. Just giving you guys that one. And I have to be an asshole just because no one else is going to do it today, apparently. So that being said, I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. It is divisional rounds and playoffs. Like Bo said, please bet responsibly. Don't bet with your whole paycheck. Bet what you can lose. That's how you should bet. just keeping that in mind, I hope you guys make some money this weekend. I hope everybody wins any FanDuel lineups they have, and I hope we all win some good money this.
Love it.
Also, Ohio is supposed to outbeat Vegas in betting this year. So good luck, guys.
What?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Have a wonderful Saturday, and we will see you guys Wednesday.